And that was the nation's colors presented to you. You're listening to the All-State pregame kickoff show. We are just under 10 minutes left till kickoff. And we had talked about the roster for the West here just a second ago, but we're going to go over the coaches just really quickly. Steve Davis from Dudley heading it up. And then we've got Brian Andrews from South Point, Earl Bates from Southeast Guilford, Antonio Hall from Dudley, Travis Pittman from Mitchell, Monty Southern from Surrey Central, and then the athletic trainers on duty for the West, Brittany Price from Ben L. Smith, and Ray Davis from Southeast Guilford. And the teams are walking out onto the field now. We've got the East on the far side from our broadcast position and the West on the near side to us. But we are in the visitors' box and the visitors' booth, so we're going to be kind of opposite of where the home side would be. But right now we've got both teams walking out onto the field as they're about to do some honors for us. Again, we've got just under 10 minutes till kickoff. Joshua, what are you going to be looking for this afternoon? I know we talked about the dual threat quarterbacks and kind of how the run game is going to be important, but what do you think just from kind of looking at these rosters at first glance that we're going to see today?
Well, first off, I think the kicker is going to have special marking here. Like I mentioned, both kickers, great talent, all conference, all American, all conference, all national. It really could come down to it because we got two dual threat quarterbacks. We got great running backs on both sides. I think a lot of this game is going to matter on how the linebackers play against those dual threat quarterbacks, keeping them contained where they can't burn them with their legs, so to speak.
Yeah, we talked about how the linebackers are an important position, kind of the quarterback of the defense, so to speak. And you've got some of the greats, like Luke Kuechly was the Panthers' great, kind of being in command of the defense. So when you've got guys that you necessarily don't play with all the time, or in some cases play against frequently, it could be weird. They've gotten some practice time here, but being able to be all on one communication system and how some things may vary from your personal team. But the communication between linebackers is going to be really crucial and really important for this game. Like we said, though, it is going to be a cold and chilly one this afternoon. Luckily, the sun is out. I don't see a cloud in the sky. We've got a high of 38 degrees today, but it feels like it's in the 40s, so it feels a little warmer than it is because of the sun. And like we said, we're at Jamieson Stadium, home of the two-time state champion Grimsley Whirlies after they just defeated the Roseville Rams on Friday night. Which you heard right here on CRN. We had coverage of that and hopefully have more to come of that here in the future as we had a lot of fun at Keenan Memorial Stadium Friday night. They were very gracious to us and a great host, and just an awesome game too, and being able to see some future stars play in that game, such as Faison Brandon, who's going to be a Tennessee Volunteer here soon. But we've got some future stars in this game that you're gonna get to hear from us put this on display because they're going to paint a picture for us. But I think they're calling players out on the field right now for some honors and introducing all the players. Right now, so Kim's down there. Kim's amongst the, I wouldn't even say elements anymore, but amongst the freezing temperatures. But Kim, you're used to it, aren't you?
Well, I grew up in Iowa, so but my blood's got a little thin since I've lived down here. You mentioned they were doing some honors. These are actually the kind of the academic all-stars with grade point averages of 3.0 or better, and they're listing off quite a few here. So, and I think when you look at some of the majors, which we'll talk about a little bit later, we've got some smart kids on both sidelines here.
Yeah, and right now they're more than just athletes. They are student athletes at that, most importantly, because student does come first. And for having this many players to come into come into this game with over a 3.0 and making sure they're hitting the books as much as they're hitting the field, that's really crucial. And Joshua, alrighty. So we've got 4 minutes, 5.5 remaining here. So we're going to be with you just for a few more minutes, and then we're going to have Wesley Allen, Robbie Worrell, and then Joshua Allen. You'll be with them as well up here in the booth. And then we'll be back at halftime here to give you a kind of halftime update, give you a first half summary of what's going on. But like we said, we've got so many athletes here, and in the professionals, right, and even in sometimes college, they're almost pro athletes to an extent. But right now in high school and definitely in college, they're still student athletes at heart.
And that's a really good thing to see. Like I always used to think that athletes, they put more precedence on the physical side of things. But now you realize as you get older, the NFL level, the college level, the mental side is much more important. The academic side is much more important. It's a great thing seeing so many of these athletes honored today for having a high GPA. That's going to serve them well going forward.
We've been talking this kind of the whole time, and they're still calling out players, which is really impressive. And when you've got players on the field that can get it done from an unbelievable perspective, just sheer elite talent, and then being able to also be impressive in the classroom. That just speaks volumes to not only these kids but their families that have raised them that way, and then the intention of the coach is making sure that you're disciplined in the classroom as well as on the field. But we've got just about 4 minutes left here until kickoff. We're going to go to a short break really quickly, and then Wesley Outland, Robbie Worrell, and you, Joshua Outland, will have the call for the first half, and then Joshua and I will be back at halftime to recap. But I'm going to head down to the sidelines here in just a second. That was the All-State pregame kickoff show live from Grimsley at Jamieson Stadium for the 77th Annual East-West All-Star Game. We'll be right back in just a second here on CRN.
Listen up, get tight.
Things are getting out of control out there.
And we need to regroup.
Hate.
Hate is winning out there.
Not on these fields.
In our communities. On our streets. In our schools.
And we need to stop it.
So let's take this moment
To change the momentum.
and call a timeout.
On hate. Together. Together.
Sportsmanship. It means a lot of things.
It means showing respect for the opposing team
And being a good host for our visitors.
It's about modeling good behavior and not getting caught up in the emotion of the moment.
It's about winning with humility.
Losing with dignity.
It is about making my high school games.
It's a good memory that I can enjoy for years to come.
Mr. Official,
Mom,
Dad, son,
daughter, coach.
are we in this together?
Sportsmanship.
Together
we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Coming up, the 77th Annual East-West All-Star Game from Greensboro, from Jamieson Stadium. This is CRN, the Community Radio Network.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
Determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach. In a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans.
What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship. Together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
The following broadcast is an exclusive presentation of the Community Radio Network. WCRN 87.9 FM. Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
It is an absolutely cold December afternoon. Sunday, the perfect day for football. And after a monumental week of state championship game play and the Shrine Bowl yesterday, one more game remains on the 2024 football calendar, and that is the 77th Annual North Carolina East-West All-Star Games. We welcome you to coverage of the Community Radio Network from the home of Jamieson Stadium on Joe Franks Field, the 2024 state champion, Grimsley Whirlies. And as Braxton said, you heard that game from Keaton Stadium, the home of the Carolina Tar Heels, Friday night on the Community Radio Network. I'm Wesley Outland. Robbie Worrell is alongside. You've already met Kim Winslow. You've met Joshua Outland, my brother, Braxton Cutchin. And I'll tell you what, we get ourselves settled in here. Robbie Worrell, this is going to be a phenomenal game of football, I believe.
Absolutely, brother. And like you said, Wesley, it's after a great weekend of football, from state championships, which started Friday night, which we got to cover here at CRN, to yesterday's games, and then on to today, the Shrine Bowl, and then today's game with these East-West All-Stars. And the beauty of this is that it's East-West. And what we just had over the weekend was East-West. So we had 2 state champions from the East crowned this weekend and 2 state champions from the West. So today we get to have an all-star game versus East versus West, which is kind of cool.
A phenomenal all-star game at that. Last year, 35-7, the East All-Stars were able to break through and get the win. Though the West All-Stars are up in front with the overall win column, the East All-Stars are trying to, as Kim always says, momentum is a funny thing. Can it stay that way moving into the game here today, Robbie?
Yeah, you look at it, and last year, Wesley, as we covered this game, there were a lot of turnovers by the West. If you remember, there were a bunch of those, and just the defense was just dominant from the East side. And like you said, this is where you start a streak. 1's a win, 2's a 2, then you start winning, then you get into a streak. So you want to get that streak going. Streaks are made to be made and broken. So again, that's what had happened before. I think the West had won the previous 4 or 5 games.
That's right.
But then the East broke through last year. So do we keep it going and have another section of the East this year?
I think that's going to be definitely some of the questions that we are thinking about, that we will definitely be considering throughout the next 48 minutes. Let's check in again with our All-State sideline reporters in just a moment. But Joshua, you kind of got it started with Braxton in the All-State pregame kickoff show. What's the mindset of these young men getting ready for their chance to be at the All-Stars 77th edition in Greensboro?
Well, first off, I imagine it's just a great honor to be able to carry on the legacy of being named to this All-Star game. And I imagine they got to have maybe a little bit of butterflies, a little worry in their head, a little bit of nerves in their stomach, so to speak. It could be the team that makes the first mistake that it could end up being the difference in this game. So both teams are going to be trying to play mistake-free football, keep the chains moving, and score some touchdowns, not just settle for field goals.
Yeah, I would have to say that what we saw at Keenan was the mistakes made by Roseville in the opening series. And when that happened, Grimsley right here, this is their home, this is their turf. We were talking about this earlier, Robbie, when we pulled in. You got a big video board here at Joe Franks Field at Jamieson Stadium. And first thing I said to Bree and Joshua was, there's the highlights from their state championship game on Friday night.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, they came out, they got this atmosphere here, but Friday night coming over. Now, disappointingly, there won't be any Grimsley players or Roseville players in this game. There were some of those guys nominated for this team as well. So congratulations to them, but also congratulations for the state title game that they had. But, you get into this new atmosphere now with these other student athletes, as Braxton mentioned earlier, get to come out and participate on this field as an all-star. You take care of your business in the classroom, you get rewarded on the playing field, and now you get to go out and play one last game before you go on to your next level.
The hard work pays off. And Kim Winslow, down to you for that All-State sideline report for the East All-Stars. By the way, they're wearing white jerseys this year. But what I would like to say, Kim, is we got a very familiar name on the East roster, and that's our buddy from Seatown, Cody Larkins. We know what a star player he is.
Yeah, Cody's wearing number 24 today, and like many of these players, he is undecided about what he's going to do with college, because a lot of these guys are here to try and get noticed and see if they can extend their playing career into college, and that's what Cody's looking to do here as well. One of the common themes with all of these kids, when you read their bios, they are all just so honored and blessed to be playing in this game, to be recognized for what they've done. And they're excited to be playing against the best and with the best across the state. So a bunch of excited kids out here, and they're ready to put on a show.
We're going to pause very quickly for 10 seconds of network identification. This is the 77th East-West All-Star Games on the Community Radio Network.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
You hear the public address voice of the North Carolina Coaches Association introducing the roster that Braxton and Joshua have already done in the All-State pregame kickoff. We're just mere moments away from getting this started. I thought this game was actually going to start at 1 o'clock. The referees are a little behind schedule, Robbie.
Yeah, a little bit behind, but you know what? It's okay for the recognition for these kids. And one thing I want to bring up is, like, the pregame said, the guys, they said that these athletes have to have a 3-0 or better to participate in this game. One person I want to bring out is the quarterback for the East Sides, Theo Setzer. He is the class valedictorian.
Right.
For those of you who don't know, that means he has the top GPA in this class for that school. So Theo absolutely hits the books, does it like it's supposed to be done, and I'm sure he's a great leader on his squad.
Joshua, you were at Keenan Stadium on Friday on the sidelines. Now you're up in the booth. Obviously, there's nothing like championships caliber football, whether it is on the NFL level that you love with the Panthers. Of course, in addition, the college level of a lot of these players, like Kim said, undecided of where they want to go with their dreams and aspirations if they want to play college sports. And then, of course, this is a chance to be showcased. If you didn't make it to state, if you didn't make it to the Shrine Bowl, the state of North Carolina acknowledges them and lets them be a part of something special. And it's a very elite list of star athletes that get to come to this game.
Yeah, you saw several of them, all conference, all national. You know, you got to imagine with stats like that, with the accolade that they're in the eyes of the colleges. But now with playing a game like this, maybe you can imagine there's probably scouts somewhere around here watching the game film, watching it, maybe even in the stands here somewhere saying, hey, we need a defensive back. We need someone. Maybe this guy's the guy who could be the next piece for our defense. Hey, we need a good running back. This guy could be the next piece for our offense to take us to the next level.
And Braxton Kutchin, down to you for an all-state sideline report for the West All-Stars covering the away squad. You know what it's like to be in the championship caliber realm of something of this magnitude. You were, of course, a baseball state champion for the Bengals of Fuquay Arena. Baseball's different than football, but is it really when it's the state championship?
Yeah, when it's the state championship, you've got it's high intense, right? So you're working on this year round. You've got one common goal, and so championship football, basketball, baseball, volleyball, soccer,
or all-star games,
for that matter, because I know a couple of players who have played in them, especially these kind of football games, and especially I think I know someone who's played in this game particularly. But it's high intensity because at the end of the day, these competitors, these guys that plays for championships and play hard for these, they at the end of the day, even if there's nothing like not a trophy on the line, there's pride on the line always. So with pride on the line, there's guys that want to compete and there's guys who just want to flat out win.
And Bree Ramey is down below us. She is running the camera. Bree, I hope you stay warm. Young lady that's worked with us on basketball for the WJG Sports Thanksgiving Throwdown and the Sports Classic. She's on our camera. If she wants to zoom in just a little bit to our all-star players on the field, that would be phenomenal to kind of get a glimpse of them. Look at them all getting excited, right? Like you said, Robbie, I know we're a little bit behind schedule, but you're in the moment. Your name's on the big video board. Like you're coming out to a WWE ring, Joshua, and it's got their hometown and the school and their position and the crowds and a roaring crescendo for each player as they get introduced.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for these kids. And you look at it, they may never have it again, but they're going to have it. But they have this moment right now. Look up there, moms get to take the pictures of the kids up there.
That's right.
I had the pleasure of watching my son play college baseball, and he was pitching against Clemson, and it was such a joy for me to get a picture of him up there on that big video board. So I know what these parents are feeling like right now. So it's a great atmosphere and a great time for us, and the energy's starting to just boil up just a little bit because we're about ready for kickoff.
It is certainly for sure. And Kim, I hope you were bundled up. And I have to say this, Kim, I missed you Friday night. I really wish you would have been a part of such a special, monumental thing with the coverage of our first coverage of state championships on CRN. But you were there in spirit, Jackie as well. But I know this is definitely something you enjoy covering, the All-Star game.
East-West All-Stars for 2025 and their coaching staff and trainers.
If Kim
covering it.
Yeah, there you go. Kim, are you there? There you go. Go ahead, Kim.
Yeah. No, and I missed y'all on Friday as well. I know y'all did a great job, but I do love covering this game. Again, the kids are so excited to be here. When they play, we talk about senior night and the pride with the parents and not knowing, when their last game is going to be. And obviously in the playoffs, you never know when it. Right now, these guys know this is their very last high school game they'll play.
Yeah, and we said that on Friday night at Keenan Stadium. And the same thing coming to reality here. And what a fitting way to close out a Sunday afternoon. Now, remember, this is the second time this game has been into December. Used to be a long time ago, but it used to be moved to July, Robbie. And then, like Kim explained, there was the chance of students not wanting to play in the All-Star game because they transferred already to college.
Yeah, there's something with today in today's college athletics, kids reporting early. What they're getting to now is like Josh was saying earlier, that some of these coaches are out here watching. Early signing day is already done.
That's right.
And they filled a lot of their needs, but every school's going to keep a couple things in their hip pocket. Where can I find that last-minute diamond in the rough? And they're going to go visit this game. They went to the Shrine Bowl yesterday and all these other things to find that one spot that they need to fill. So they're hoping to find it here.
The captains are making their way to midfield. We're ready to go here on the Community Radio Network. Again, it's the 77th East-West All-Star Games. We want to remind you, the 77th East-West All-Star Games continue into the summer of 2025. That is when basketball will be played at, of course, the Greensboro Coliseum, the men and the women All-Stars. And then, of course, the soccer will be held here at Jamieson Stadium as well. And how pumped up are these Grimsley Whirlies Nation, right? Whirlies Nation, they got to be excited. You got to be happy. You're even seeing Grimsley on the video board bragging about being state champions after 48 hours ago.
Why not? You win
right?
the tag, get it. You win the tag, brag. That's what you go with. You win the tag, brag. So, absolutely, it's a great atmosphere. Again, we walked into the highlights from Friday night. It's just a great day. You said it was cold, Wesley, but there's not a cloud in the sky. It's a beautiful sunny day. Let's get ready for some football. Coin toss is going on.
Yeah, Bree, to the right of the camera, there's the zoom in, zoom out. Let's get the same camera you use for basketball.
All right, I wanted to mention,
camera lady know. So go ahead, Josh.
I wanted to mention something that's not going to show up in the highlight reels during this here, but one moment that really stood out to me during that Friday night football game was after their running back, Sims, had so much rushing yards and the touchdowns. Then he got injured. He had an elbow injury.
Yep.
What amazed me so much was seeing literally the entire team, and I was on the sideline and saw this personally with Braxton, the entire team come up to him one by one, consoling him, talking to him. I heard several times, hey, we're going to get this for you. We're going to win this for you. We're going to win this out. And they did just that. The quarterback rallied the team around him, and they managed to put the game away with an amazing display on the ground as well as in the air by face on.
Yeah, and what I see here with these two teams right now, you see a lot of camaraderie already because these kids haven't had a lot of time to practice together, but they've had 3 or 4 or 5 days to get together. It's going to be a very basic offensive game and very basic defensive game because there's special rules for these All-Star games. But I think when you have the energy and the talent that's on this field right now, you're still going to see some really good football, some attacking defense, some attacking offense, some big shots, and some ground and pound like you talked about earlier.
And we got a band here, guys.
We got a band. I think it's an A&T band, isn't it?
The North Carolina A&T Aggies are in the house. Braxton, they're right down below you where you are covering the West All-Stars. Man, don't go deafening with the roar of that band whenever they cue up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I will say, I'm actually kind of used to it. I did play a little bit back in high school, so my ears are used to it, but maybe some of these fans are not. But at the same time, they're used to a band at football games. So, and it's really cool to have two different bands here to simulate like this is a Friday Night Lights game.
Yeah, on the east side, the band is represented by Northeast Guilford High School. So it's one of our favorite things about high school and college games is the band, and we've got kickoff.
Only fitting that Bruce Barrett would love it with the band.
Yep, the West won the toss, and so the East will receive first.
That's a great return up to about the 23-yard line. It's going to be the line of scrimmage.
And the 77th East-West All-Star game is underway. Again, that's number 27 running the football, James Rogers. The Union Pines defense running back at 5'7", 160 pounds, actually from Nash Central.
Yeah, big hit there by number 34, Eli Lipscomb from Kings Mountain. The linebacker went down the field, got a nice shot, single solo tackle right there. And the East will set up shop on the 25-yard line.
Hey, Bree, if you can hear me, if you look to the top right of the camera where there's a green top color, there's a zoom in right there.
All right, I imagine starting out here, it's probably going to be a running play just to get the game going.
Trying to get us zoomed into the video monitor so we can see in the booth.
Quarterback has the running back in formation. Hands off his play action pass there. He's going to get a number 18 up to the 31, 30-yard line on the pass. 16, I believe, on the catch.
Yeah, number 18 actually there on the catch. Number 18 right there, which we don't have him on the roster, so it may be 16. So he looks
rosters have changed all day, believe
Apparently
me, guys.
Numbers have changed, too.
Let's get this set up again now. It's about 35 seconds already gone. As we settle in now for a 20 seconds left on the play clock. There's a sweep from the left to the right, and he's going to get swallowed up on the defense of the West All-Stars. Could go nowhere there, Josh.
Taken down by 3 defenders, almost immediately going past the line of scrimmage. That's going to be what, about third and 8 possibly? Third and 4?
No, third and 3. Yeah, third and 3 coming out. Colby Little's your quarterback. See what they do here. Again, we're pretty vanilla with our offense and our defense.
35-7. Oh, we got whistles
Hard
here.
count.
Already a flag.
Dead ball foul.
And that's one thing you have to watch in this game. The energy level, the enthusiasm, the adrenaline is pumping. The East went with a hard count there on a 3rd and 3 to pick up a free 5 to move the chains to get a first down out to the 43rd or 36.
So it'll be now 3rd down coming up. First down, my apologies. Yes, first down. Because that was a penalty on the West All-Stars. And now we
They might
got
have another one
again here.
I believe this one might be coming back with a false start penalty.
Quarterback, by the way, is Colby Little, 6 foot, 175-pound QB from Laney. That's where the beach is there, Robbie.
Yeah, down in Wilmington. And he looks like a Beats kid. He has long hair going out of his helmet. So it looks like a Beats kid. He spends his weekends there.
Dude, surfing music. And he had, again, 2,752 yards and 22 touchdowns this last year. Dual threat quarterback. He's going to hand off, take it to the left.
He's going to run with the football, guys.
He's got a big break on that one, too.
27 running with the football. That's James Rogers running with the football and a big run up the field from the left there, Robbie.
Yeah, Rogers broke to the outside. It was just a kind of a sweep, a zone read sweep. He broke it to the outside, and Rogers is a big part of his school's project as well. You know, he rushed for 1,500 yards and 27 touchdowns out of Nash Central over there in Nash County on the Eastern Park.
10.5 minutes left here in the opening quarter of the final game of football for 2024 in North Carolina. Ready now for Little to head back. Gives his call. Flankers, 1 to the left, 2 to the right. Trips to the running back, and it's a fake to the running back, and it's a play action and a throw. Catch made by Josiah Jones, it looked like.
I think about 7 yards on that pass.
And they are now going to pick up, about a 2nd and 6 now, Robbie.
Yep. Yeah, a little quick, little kind of an RPO there for the quarterback for Colby Little right there. Decided to pull it, throw it to a slot guy. Nice gain on the play, staying ahead of the chains.
Little ready.
Formation, I think it was going to be a running play here up to the right-hand side. He gets hit immediately, but then breaks through the tackle and goes down by 2 defenders. I'm thinking it's probably third.
Yeah, little zone read again, once again off the right side. Little reverse to the outside and had the back coming off the right side. So kind of a power play off the right-hand side. Again, we're playing pretty vanilla, insides, outside, quick plants, and the defense, I don't believe, can blitz anybody other than 1 guy at a time. So the most they can bring is 5, I believe, in the new rules of the special game. Little sets up now 3rd and 6. Pass is complete out to number 9. I don't know if that's nice play out there. Set up first down once again for the East squad.
Smith, down about the 13-yard line.
That was a nice
Flag
catch there
the
for
play.
number 6, too.
There's a flag back.
So we got a flag back in the backfield. Looks like it's coming back. It's going to be against the E squad. Let's see what we have going on here.
It's a real shame, too. That was a nice catch there for about 15, 20 yards, but if it's going back, that'll set up, 3rd and 15?
Against the West.
It looks like we're going to have something that was called against the West right then, so I don't know what we've got going on.
It was, as you were talking about their limitation on blitzing, they called them on it.
Okay. All right, so that's what we were talking about, some of the special rules for these All-Star games because of the limited amount of time that they have, and now they're going to take the ball down to the completion. That's what I was worried about. If the ball's going to be against the defense, if the call's going against the defense, they've got to take the play because they picked up 30 yards or down to the 12, 13-yard line on the first down. So now the East is going to set up the ball 1st and 10 from the 13 on the nice throw from Little.
Okay, so while they're setting up, I got to ask, what is the limitation on the blitzing for the All-Star game?
Yeah, the special rules, what they'll have in these All-Star games, Josh, was they'll take and they'll go and they'll say, you know what, you can have 3 down linemen or 4 down linemen, but you can only blitz 1 at a time. So the max you can rush the quarterback with will be like 5 guys. You know, and like you can't bring anybody from the second level. A DB, you can't bring a corner off the edge or whatever. It's simple blitzing from backers from the inside. Inside handoff, runner slides down, number 33 right there, slid down. Isaiah Silver slid down. pick up a short little pickup. No gain on the play, so bring up 2nd down and 10 for the East squad.
And he went down almost immediately on that play, too.
Yeah, the field is a little wet in the middle of the field because they've had some rain. So it looked like he slipped a little bit when he went through.
We've got a much better view from the video monitor now, thanks to Bree. Little, ready, getting closer, heading towards not only the end zone, but they're in the red zone. What a drive, Robbie. What have I missed here since
you missed
I stepped away for a few minutes?
You missed a big play with the penalty, confusion on some penalty, but they accepted the play, not the penalty. And on that play right there, to kind of set the scene for what we've got, miscommunication between the quarterback and the receivers. Again, 3 or 4 days of practice. QB went to the far corner. Receiver broke it off on a slant route. So a little miscommunications. They got to get through that.
Got to find a way to get through it. Let's see now with the quarterback, Little, barking signals from the right. Looks like 27 trying to get in line. James Rogers, he was to the left of the quarterback. Now he's behind him. And now there's a run. And it's going to be the QB keeper. And they're going to quickly read it and bring him down there on the defense there, Josh.
Yeah, and again, not even much of a play there. Just 2 yards, possibly, not even 1 possibly on there. It's going to bring up 4th down is what they're saying on the marker there. They might have to settle for a field goal here.
So my question is this, Cam. Cam, do you at least try to put points on the board, maybe go for a field goal, or do you try to go for 4th down and look for an end zone play here?
No, they are lining up. This is going to be about a 30-yard field goal.
So a 30-yard attempt. This is number 39.
99.
My apologies, Wyatt Jackson from New Bern. And it's blocked! And it's blocked! And the West have got it! And they're brought down by number 47, Kalari Morgan, the linebacker from Richmond Senior. We remember that name from the Richmond County Raiders second-round playoff win over Clayton in the playoffs that we covered.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He broke right.
He made a big stop there, Kim. Down to you for an All-State Sideline Report and a recap.
Yeah, we've talked about these teams have only had a few days to play together. And, when we talk about field goal kicking and extra points, it takes a lot of chemistry between the long snapper, the holder, the kicker, and so you just don't have that time to work together. That one was blocked right from the line. Didn't have a chance, and as you said, the West is. So the East comes up empty. They move the ball they got it down to about the 14-yard line, and they're going to come up empty.
And that's a good thing, though, right, Joshua? Because now you're going to be literally at around the 35-yard line because of what happened, getting the ball and making stops here.
That was a great play defensively, breaking up a kick from a field goal kicker who's usually really accurate, very good, but he broke him up, and they got great field position here to start about the 35-yard line.
I got to complain here, though, Robbie. What happened to the conversation about dark jerseys with white numbers?
Yeah, it's hard to see the all-star numbers here on the West squad because it's a black jersey with a red number. So it's 2 color coordinators that are like, okay, how do we look at that? And it's hard to see. So we were going to apologize up front if we mispronounce names or call the wrong name. We're doing the best we can with what we've got. So 2nd and 8 for the West squad.
Throw. Oh, nice catch made at around the 46-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Number 1 made the catch. That's J.P. Gilchrist, the wide receiver from East Forsyth.
Yeah.
6'1", 180 pounds there.
Greg Fees, your starting quarterback. He's a 6'5" kid. 6'5", 225 from Weddington. Weddington, if you remember, was a state semifinalist because that's who Grimsley beat to get to the state championship game. So the kid here could play. Greg Fee could play quarterback. He got his team to the state semifinals. And that right there was a good setup in the pocket. Like I said, a big 6'5", 225 kid, big tall kid, good delivery.
Let's see what the QB can do here. Gregory Fee, ready. And he hands it off. Boy, man, almost Joshua, a face mask if he would have got a hand on him. But he did make a big stop. That's number 48, Caleb Caraway, the linebacker from Grace Creek from Fayetteville with a big stop here.
And he came shooting out of there like a ball out of a can and took the running back down for a loss of 2, it looked like.
Yeah, made a great move from the outside spot, set the edge. The running back tried to bounce it, and he's sitting right there waiting on him.
High snap, catch made. Here we go. Let's see what the quarterback can do. Fee will launch it, and there's a chance to catch it, and he did! Oh, baby, he caught it in the red zone at around the dropped around the 11 with an extra 4-yard pickup on the giddy step.
Yeah, beautiful move by the quarterback. Steps up in the pocket, rolled to his right just a little bit, saw the long toss, and threw it out there to number 8, Cameron Jones from Reedsville, 6'3" receiver. I think you guys talked about it earlier about this in the pregame about the length, the 6'2", 6'3" corners and receivers. You want that length from the cornerbacks and from the wideouts, and he took advantage of the 6'3", 200-pound receiver there.
Joshua, what a drive there. That might be one of the play of the All-Star game this year.
I was thinking that reminded me of the play from the Friday night game where the number 2 receiver, he could win up among 2 defenders
and up the middle. Fee handed off. And there's a little pushing and shoving going on. It's going to stay in the middle of the pile there. Boy, that was nice acting by the lineman that I thought he had the football, Robbie. I really did. I thought we were having a what do you call it, Billy Bob moment off of Varsity Blues, right?
Yep, and I tell you right now, the interior line of the East looks pretty tough. Tough sledding. I think 3 or 4 plays now the West has tried to take advantage of something in the interior of the East line, and it's gotten nothing. So they short gain of about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 there, so let's call it 2nd 8.
Oh, and by the way, the quarterback from Weddington, Gregory Fee, he knows this field very well because 2 weeks ago he played at Grimsley and lost in the regionals.
That's exactly right.
For the West Regionals, Grimsley, state champions this year. And they're going to go up the middle. The West All-Stars will. And Joshua, I think they're going to pick up about another 2, dropping around the 8-yard line here. It's a 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, they're not really getting much traction on the ground there. It looks like he's going to have to get it done with his arm. Makes you wonder what's going to happen here on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Do they try to run the ball or do they pass it here?
You know, you got a 6'5" kid here, and you got some length on the outside. I would not be surprised if they don't try to throw for this to kind of get the score. They've got the momentum from the block field goal. They've run it right on down the field, thrown it down there a little bit. You've got 3 wideouts on the left side, single coverage on the bottom. So you be awake for something to this bottom right corner.
Let's see what happens with Fee now. Gregory Fee from Weddington. He's got a couple of options to throw. He'll throw to the right pylon. There was 3-man coverage there. Is there flags going to be thrown? No, there will not. He wanted a flag. He's not going to get one.
Yeah, you know, you look at it, you had a crossing route underneath, just like we talked about, to the single receiver side. Go down, and the pass was just broken up.
And it looks like they're about to send out Rossi Santelli, the 6', 170-pound player from AC Reynolds, to try to kick a field goal here, Robbie.
Yeah, a 25-yarder. Let's see what happens. Now, we talked about the blocking, the snap, the hold, and the kick are very important here. Let's see how it goes through.
The last field goal attempt, Josh, was blocked. Let's see what happens this one.
Will history repeat itself here?
Ready for the snap. It's in placement through the uprights, and it is going to go in and good. So after what, about 9 plays of the field, it ends up with points. Another All-State scoring drive. Let's go down to Braxton Cutchin. Braxton, you get points. Your opening series, the East didn't. The West are leading 3-0.
Right, and one thing I saw after the block field goal that the West had on the East was immediately the special teams, the long slapper, the holder, and the kicker all immediately got over to the sideline and started working on snap, hold, and then not necessarily kick, but the motion of it to get it down in case they needed to utilize it on this drive, and they did, and now you're up 3-0 and looking for the defense to get another stop.
3-0. West All-Stars up in front. Oh, and by the way, they took a lot of time off the clock, too.
Yeah, it was a nice drive by the West squad, though. Like I said, they ran it 5 or 6 times. Got not a lot of that, but then, then you had the long pass down the field where the quarterback made the good step up into the pocket, and we got points out of us. Now let's see what happens. Can the East go back and move it again like they did the first drive, but then capitalize as they get in the end zone?
Boy, the Aggies were lively, weren't they? My goodness.
And they got the dancers out and everything.
I think they're performing at halftime as well.
That's actually Dudley High School's band.
Is that a Dudley? Okay.
Yeah, that's
really?
Dudley High School's band, and they are, I tell you what, they got the same color scheme as the Aggies of A&T, but man, they're doing a phenomenal job down here.
I thought it was the A&T Aggies. It's actually Dudley High School, so that's pretty cool.
Yep.
And let's see what the East All-Stars can do in their second series. Now, kind of crazy, Cam, down to you. Normally the home team is wearing dark colors, but not today at the All-Star game. The East All-Stars are the home squad. You're covering them, but they're wearing white jerseys, kind of like basketball.
Yeah, I don't know if they only essentially have one set or if they alternate year over year on dark versus light. but they are wearing the white jerseys. And we do have a new quarterback in for the East.
Yeah, this is number 14. This is Theo
Setzer. Yeah,
from St. Paul's over there, just south between Fayetteville and the border down there. And again, he's class valedictorian of his school, so he's a dual threat guy, 1,500 yards both rushing and passing. So
yeah, both of these quarterbacks very smart, as you said. Setzer's a valedictorian, and then Little, he's got a 4.0 grade point average.
Except we had a penalty on the
So
play.
not only is he, Joshua, a phenomenal athlete, he's also very smart in the classroom.
He's probably very good at reading them defenses, too.
And, we saw this over the years, Robbie. Colby Little, Theo Setzer. You're probably going to see another quarterback come in for the next series. Probably Maddox Green for the West. You kind of flip-flop them, right? You want everybody to get ample amount of playing time here. Let's see now what he'll do. Catch made there to his wide receiver, and he'll run and push and drive. That's number 9 with the catch of Jaden Lovett, the wide receiver from Rose, and a big play. Something out of nothing right there from the quarterback to the wide receiver of Lovett.
Yeah, you had a missed tackle by the West out on the outside over there. The receiver caught the football, spun to the inside, made a great move. The defensive back missed, picked up another 15 yards behind him. So great job right there.
He used that 6'3" size to his advantage.
He
Not
sure
just
did.
one, but 2 defenders.
And Lovett has a different package than what the first quarterback of Little did. Let's see what this quarterback will do now. That's, of course, Setzer. Setzer now hands it off to was that 11,
number
I think?
Yep, number 11.
Travion Maggio from White Oak.
Yeah.
And Maggio running the football. What a drive for him there, Robbie.
Yeah, nice pickup. A little counter play off the left side. He goes and picks up about 14 to create another first down around the 15-yard line. Great run.
3.5 minutes left here in the first quarter of the 77th Annual East-West All-Stars game. And now we'll settle in here. Number 14, Theo Setzer. Ready for the call. Snap. Catch made. High snap. Give it off to the man again there at the middle. That's Maggio. And Maggio, the running back. And he'll run it again. Make a play work, Josh. If it works, do it again until they can try to find a way to find the weakness and stop it.
That's the best way to think about it. And you're really comparing both teams rushing. It seems like the east side's having more success rushing the football than the west side is.
Yeah, we talked about the stout East defensive line. The West defensive line is doing well, but again, they're picking up 3, 4, 5 yards a pop.
High throw to the right pylon. It is caught, but I think it's out of bounds. Catch was made, but he was out of bounds there.
Yeah, really nice throw by Setzer. He's from the left hash. He threw it all the way to the right corner of the end zone there. So really nice throw, had a nice trajectory on it, and the receiver was just a bit far outside.
I mean, Joshua, trajectory, perfect distance, just overthrew it whenever he stepped across the lines there.
Yeah, he had great accuracy on that pass. The best thing you can say about it, not picked off. He put it where only the receiver could get it.
Yep, that's one thing you want to teach your quarterbacks. If my guy can't catch it, nobody can. Throw it to the outside.
And just like that, here we go now with a 3rd and at least 6 coming up now. 3rd and 7 maybe with 2 minutes, 45 seconds left. 8 seconds left on the play clock in the run. Sweep up to the right hash mark. Running with the football, number 8. That's Smith. Evion Smith, defensive back, got red from New Bern and got dropped. You got a 4th down. They might try to tie this with a field goal.
I think they should look at it because, again, you're 4th and long. So, you got to look at it and say, hey, what's our best option to at least try to get something there? That last play, they set up with a heavy backfield, brought 2 linemen in as the other running backs and tried to run a straight single wing opportunity, if you will.
Here comes the field goal unit.
Let's see if they can do a little better job of blocking than they did last time to lock those seams down.
3-3. Remember last year, the East All-Stars beat the West 35-7. Let's see what happens now.
This is the same distance as the last attempt.
Ironically. Oh, he moved.
Somebody moved.
Oh, I think we might see
back it up 5 more.
Man.
He's already had one blocked. He's going to make this next kick even harder.
Yeah, the one thing about when it's cold is the ball's pretty hard, and it's about elevation. On the field goal that the West team kicked, number 17.
Wait a minute. They called it on the West All-Stars instead of the East.
Now you can think about going for it because now you're sitting there at 4th and about 4 or 5. Let's see what they do here. They're going to looks like
they're going to bring back out the offense. Yeah, this is a big gamble here.
Yep.
And now with that 5 yards up the field, Kim, it's amazing how 5 yards can change the complexion of what you're going to do with a play here, and that's exactly what they're going to do, and I think they're going to call a timeout and go over it again.
Gives you a little bit more options, and it looks like the West wants to talk about it, make sure they're prepared.
So the West All-Stars going for a timeout. That'll let us step away and take a timeout as well. From the 77th East-West All-Star Games, this is the Community Radio Network.
A Mendoza empieza así el día. Por suerte pueden terminarlo así. El bosque, más cerca de lo que crees. Entra en descubreelbosque.org y encuentra el bosque más cercano. Un mensaje del Servicio Forestal de los Estados Unidos y el Ad Council.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone?
Do flowers have best friends?
I don't know. Hey, look.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey, we're back. Timeout has expired. 87.9 FM or we are CRN.com. Thank you for joining us. And here comes a fourth down that goes nowhere.
Short. I don't think they got that one.
In the words of Freddie, tilt. That's exactly what happened. Tilt. You're going nowhere. Big stop being made, and well,
we stopped short.
Stop short. Exactly right. And by the way, it's still going to give the West All-Stars some work to do to get up the field, Robbie, right? I mean, they're still going to be mired back.
Yeah, it's still early, and that's the thing. Right now you want to try to establish your dominance. And, again, they were running the football well. It's just that the West defense stepped.
It is 16. The numbers are a little close. And as you mentioned, Robbie, the defender just absolutely stripped it right out of his hands before he went down. Good heads-up play by the defense.
Teams are teaching that now to go in and punch, what they call it, the
right,
punch.
Right.
The peanut punch. Punch the football out. You see the pros do it, the college do it all the time, and that time the guy stood up. You got to protect the football.
Got to protect the football. Got to find a way to make the play, and the West did that. But then they couldn't get to the end zone because they keep tripping on their own feet, basically.
Again. The guy tripped again. Nobody hit him.
We're seeing it.
Now, this is like the second or third drive they've had to come away with no points at all.
We'll check in with Braxton Cutchin for an All-State sideline report for the West in just a moment, as they have the football and they are driving. And it's the QB keeper. He's going to the end zone. Touchdown, West All-Stars, number 10. That's Gregory Fee from Weddington, and he is in the end zone.
Yeah, he broke the first tackle. They were bringing the defensive end off the hard rush. He came down. He missed the first tackle, so there's nobody out there. They took the receivers, run them on slants to clear out the backside, and Fee had wide open to the end zone.
You talk about a crown in this field on pregame when we were chatting earlier, me and you, Robbie, Mark's mentioned it before. We mentioned it a while ago with the weather a couple of years ago. We had a weather situation because the rain kind of worked its way from one side of the field to the other. What's that crown like? Does it make the body, the feet get more tired from running, like you feel like you're going uphill?
It kind of depends. It does. When I look at this field, you have a larger crown on one side, but yes, it does. Because you are essentially running uphill. But like you said, it's there for drainage, and that's all it's for. And sometimes some crowns are lower. It should be about a 3-degree crown. This one, I believe, when I'm looking at it, it's a much higher degree. They just want the water to feed off to the sidelines.
Joshua, right now, West All-Stars up in front here, 10-0. I think they want to get some payback after that 35-7 loss last year here to the East.
Well, they're way on the way making it happen with already a turnover as well as a turnover on downs. You might as well call it 2 turnovers.
Well, you got the block field goal, so I'd say 3.
Let's check.
Yep, that's right.
Let's check in with Braxton Cutchin for another All-State scoring recap, and obviously, boy, oh boy, Braxton, different team for the West All-Stars this year, up 10-0.
Yeah, right now they're not taking this game lightly. Gregory Fee, the quarterback from Weddington, 2 drives and 10 points on those 2 drives. This one he did it himself. On the first drive he had a long pass to one of his wide receivers, and this one he was given the short field because of the defense stepping up. Took the ball on a little quarterback keep. I think it was a read option, and he decided to keep the ball. Had all the room on the outside. No one was catching him.
Oh, and by the way, Braxton, they encouraged us to try to grab interviews with these players. So if you could try to grab Gregory, get a thoughts on what he did why he made that play, please holler at him on the sideline, Kim as well, as that's number 19 running the football back, Josiah Jones, the defensive back from West Carteret. I was in Carteret last week. Carteret Speedway.
Defensive back, but he looked more like a running back with that return. Knew just what to do with the ball, bring it up to about the 40-yard line.
Yes, cold as you know what last Saturday, and we still raced.
That's crazy.
By the way, weather is today, what is it? 36 degrees right now.
Yep.
When we came on the air, I think Mr. Braxton Cutchin on pregame said it was 31 degrees with a little bit of a wind there. So, all right. Let's watch it. Can the East All-Stars come back? Right now, the answer is no, Josh.
Hey, he got taken down about a 5-6 yard loss on that play. That play went nowhere.
Yeah.
Tried to sweep to the left and got taken down almost immediately and then pushed back no less.
Yeah, they've had their success on the middle of the field. They've tried to get wide a couple times, and the West has set the edge well. They've had their success on the middle of the football field. Let's see if they go back to those counter plays.
Well, that's the best way to run. They say is north-south. Just go straight ahead. Don't try to push it to the left or the right.
Got another
interception. Look at that. Number 21, that is Nasir. Oh, boy, please don't let me butcher your name, buddy.
Ashanafi.
Ashanafi.
We'll call him
Nasir
Ashanafi.
Ashanafi, the defensive back from Mallard Creek. Nasir Ashanafi. Ashanafi has intercepted the football. Joshua, that's now 2 fumbles on the East All-Stars, and the West are taking advantage of it.
The fumble and now the interception. They're already down, and it looks like they're about digging that hole even deeper if they're not careful. The defense has to step up.
This east side is very upset because that ball hit the ground. Unfortunately, the official was on the back side of it and didn't see it, and so this whole sideline, I saw it perfectly. It hit the ground.
Wow.
Well, I mean, they do have a video board up there, but I don't think they have the type of instant replay capability like Kenan Stadium had for the Tar Heels on Friday night at the state championship.
Exactly.
Robbie.
Exactly. I mean, when you look at that throw, though, quarterback's got to get that ball up. You know, the defensive back was 5'9", his receiver's 6'3". Get it on up.
Catch made for the West All-Stars in a sea of defenders. 48-25, bring him down. That is Caleb Caraway as well as Caleb Milton. That's Gilchrist, J.P. Gilchrist, the wide receiver, running the football. Joshua, what are you seeing right now? What is the white jersey teams of the East struggling with because the black jerseys of the West are taking care of what's going on right now in this first half, right now with about 10.5 left in the first half of the game?
From what I've seen so far, I'd say missed opportunities as well as the inability to really pass the ball effectively compared to running the ball.
Yeah, there's the inside run once again for the West that did not work against the East because, again, that stout defensive line, and now you're looking at 3rd and 5.
Guys, if I can say one thing real quick.
Yeah,
on
go
that
ahead,
on that handoff, I don't know if you guys could see it
Saw
from
it
where
down
you
his
were,
hip.
but down on the field here, you could see that handoff was not as seamless as it looked. The running back actually had the ball pinned against his hip. Late decision to hand the ball off instead of keeping it there from Gregory Fee. So that's something to keep looking forward to because these guys don't play with each other all the time, so miscommunications like that are really easy and can cause turnovers.
The buses and the charter buses and the players made their way in on Wednesday afternoon. You've got 4 days to try to put a package together. Amongst that, you've got public events and appearances you've got to make, things with schools, things with other students, communities.
Yes, exactly.
There's the awards banquet. There's so many things that are going on, much less 3 days, 2 hours tops, if that, to get ready to play this All-Star game, Josh. And you got to adapt with a whole bunch of personalities of players.
Not only that, I mean, different players,
catch
different
made, Gilchrist. He got it to the 35, to the 25, you were saying, Josh.
Not only that, different players, different schemes, different schools, they play different ways.
Impressed right there with Gregory Fee at 6'5", 225, stood tall in the pocket and zipped it out to the left sideline from the middle of the field. So nice play right there, complete out to them for the first down.
We've literally always said it is basically a lot of personalities and egos that are literally trying to build a name for themselves, to be where they can go to the next level, finishing high school. And I say that term in no disrespect. You want to brag about what kind of a talented player you are. And just like Kim and Braxton, and you said, Robbie, this is your last shot here at the All-Star game to try to show that you maybe deserve to be here in college.
Correct, and you saw it again just right there with the little miscommunication right there on that play. The quarterback, standing there tall, had kind of a double counter fake and hit the running back in the face mask with the football. Luckily to keep it there, but it is hard to make these gentlemen gel. That's why they try to keep it pretty basic, but try to keep it pretty vanilla, as we call it in the sports world. Vanilla to get the offense down, just so that you can have something to do and showcase your talents.
And Joshua, that's Little. He's totally different than Setzer. I mean, you can see the different personalities that we see with these quarterbacks, no doubt, for the East All-Stars. And obviously now we're seeing what the West defense is going to provide here. As now West back at it again. Here's number 10, Gregory Fee. He's got an open man. Can he catch it? No, he will not. Great coverage by number 24 for the East of Cody Larkins from the Comets. Kim, that's why we know him very, very well. Great coverage for the C-Man in the number 24.
Yeah, and with each receiver he's covering, he's only 5'10". The receivers are about, each of those that he's covered, 6'1", 6'3". So he's given up some inches, but he's got good coverage skills.
But I tell you, Friday night, Robbie, what I have under my clothes?
Your Clayton blue, baby.
I have another Clayton shirt on
Clayton
under
blue.
my warm sweats to keep me warm. But it's so cool to see a Clayton football helmet now at the All-Star game.
Absolutely. Little crossing
Defense
route
catch
underneath.
made. There's number 8. He's running. He's short. Is he in the end zone? He is 1 yard shy. No, they're going to say touchdown. Boy, I thought he was short, but they're actually going to say touchdown. And the West All-Stars are running away with this one. Cameron Jones from Reedsville. The wide receiver, 6'3", 200-pounder. Reedsville is just outside of Alamance County, if you will. Joshua, another touchdown. They're running the board.
That's just all you can really say. They're dominating right now, 16-0, barring the extra point here.
Yeah, and I tell you, I mean, Gregory Fee is pretty impressive. Like I said, and obviously his team was pretty good. He carried his team all the way to the regional finals.
Extra point is good, 17-0. Go ahead, Robbie.
Yeah, and Fee, again, they run a little crossing route, a little underneath. They took Larkins and his man on the other side, cleared out the backside. He hit him underneath for the touchdown. So I really like what Gregory Fee is doing from the quarterback spot right now.
Yeah, he's playing like he's named the offensive MVP for this game. I think he's got 2 touchdowns and almost 100 yards.
He's got all 3. He's got all 3 tutties. And responsible for his drives have been 3 tutties as they go through.
Rossi Santella, the kicker from AC Reynolds, will tack on the extra point. And just like that, it is the West All-Stars, 17-0. Braxton, back down to you, boy. The black and gray is taking care of business. I believe you've also got the quarterback, Gregory Fee, from Weddington as well.
That is true. I do have the quarterback, Gregory Fee. Gregory, 3 possessions, 17 points. What are you seeing out there so far that's working for you guys?
Yeah, I just think we're capitalizing better than them. I feel like the receivers are fast. Great practices all week, and then feel like linebackers are a little slow. Run some mesh rounds across the field, get it to them, let them run.
All right, and you talked about you've had some practices in the week. Not much time, but still enough time to kind of put it together, as one of our colleagues said up there, a vanilla-based offense to be able to kind of mesh with each other. How has this week been in preparation, and then just being with these guys from all these different schools?
Yeah, being with them for 5 days, every minute of the day, we get a connection, get a friendship, practicing good. Yeah.
All righty, thank you for your time, and good luck the rest of the way.
Ask him if he's got any offers or where he's thinking about going to school.
Oh yeah, they want to know, do you have any offers or where are you looking at to go to school after this?
I have one for EKU.
Eastern Kentucky, the Colonels.
And then I have 4 other D2 offers that I might visit.
Awesome, congratulations, thank you.
By the way, what is the name of that football show that's on Netflix?
QB1?
It's QB1, but I think there's something else.
There's one called The Quarterback.
Last Chance U.
Yep,
about Division II football.
Yep,
There's
about
nothing
JUCO stuff.
wrong about going to Division II or JUCO, junior collegiate football, to build your resume.
Absolutely.
We had an injury on the field, by the way.
Is it number 50?
I want to say it was number 52 of Zane Barnett, guys. Number 52, Zane Barnett, the offensive lineman from Bandy's. He was the player that was down.
52.
But
You talk about that, Wesley. The guys, if you want to play at the next level, there's plenty of opportunities. There's nothing wrong with JUCO. There's over 400 different schools in NAIA, Division I, Division II, FCS, whatever. If you want to play, they'll find a place for you to play if you're really serious about it. Back in my day, 35 years ago, I played Division II football. We make it to a national championship one year, we win it the next year. So there's opportunities at every level, and the difference. And I'll tell you what a coach told me one time: the difference between a Division I player and a Division II player is 1/10 of a second on a 40 time.
Wow.
There's your difference. That's all you got.
1/10.
1/10 of a second.
That's 1/10 of a second.
And think about it.
And that's lightning.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier today.
That's literally lightning, 1/10 of a second.
The best games we saw yesterday were at the FCS level.
Yeah.
It was those games that were North Dakota State, South Dakota State, whatever, better than the college playoff games.
What happened in Tennessee?
We got waxed. So go play football, guys. Wherever you want to play, there are opportunities.
And Robbie, sometimes it could be an inch or half an inch in wingspan for an offensive lineman.
Yes,
that's true. Absolutely, Kim. The thing we have to be careful of here, guys, at 17-0 with the West. Last year, as we went through, you remember 35-7. It got a little bit chippy. So we got to be careful here that the referees take control of this.
That's right.
Sure it stays with this. I just saw a helmet get ripped off on the kickoff, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully we can manage this and have great sportsmanship all the way through the game.
Hopefully the powers that be will not let this get out of hand. Last year's game was, for the most part, okay until at the end when it was at 35-7. I think they scored another 2 or 3 touchdowns from the third to the fourth quarter, and then they really got frustrated, and it kind of got a little chippy. There's a ball batted away. What a play there. Joshua, you were dead on it. I believe that was number 7, Xavion Wilson.
Yeah, and if you can't get to the defend, can't get to your quarterback, at least get your hands up and swat the ball away. He did a great job doing just that. I thought he was going to have a big man interception.
Yeah, that was a great play by the defensive end right there. He couldn't get home. The left tackle pushed him away and jumped straight up and knocked it down. Great job.
That was, again, Xavion Wilson. Got a hand on it. Couldn't intercept it, but he got a hand on it and batted it away. As Kim calls it, the big claw, the big paw reached up and made the stop there.
And here's about this game. He just made a great play on the other side of the field, and it came to this side of the field and jumped off sides. So maintain your composure, stay with it, go with it. So now the 5-yard penalty. So it's now second and 15 or second and 5, excuse me, for the E squad.
And they need that because they're trailing 17-0.
Sweep to the left. There was a sweep to the left from Little. Little's going to go to Kamari Morgan, and they're trying to get something going, Josh.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. They need that. They're down 17-0. They've had 3 drives now, 3 turnovers basically. They need to sustain the drive, and they need a touchdown, or this one can get out of hand.
Yeah, this is basically Braxton Cutchin shades of what happened between Ohio State and Tennessee last night in the first round. I mean, you get 3 big scores, you get a big lead. You're taking advantage of this team.
Yeah, coaches preach, hot starts. They were talking about that last night. If you watch the game between Ohio State and Tennessee, coaches they want to get off to fast starts, and the West has simply done that right now. I mean, 3 scores. I mean, with 2 touchdowns and a field goal early. That's, you had to think if they get the stop right here, which they do, and then get the ball back and put some points up on the board, it's going to be really tough for the East to crawl back into this game.
Yeah, especially
better find a way though, Robbie.
Actually, that's what I say. That's what I was going to say. You got to find a way. You got the vanilla offenses, but you've got to find a way to get after it. Just play your game. Muff punt down on the end. And you know what? That might be the break for the East. Unless the West guy was able to get it back. Number 70 down there hit the return guy as soon as the ball got loose and fell on it, but it looks like the return guy took it from him. Let's see what we got. Yep, they're calling it West football.
They're going to call it, oh boy, another turnover. Joshua, that's the 3rd turnover now.
Just about. It's like
wow.
It's a bit of a momentum buster. I mean, you make something happen on the fumble on the punt return, and then you don't even recover the ball. Again, it's like they're just digging that hole in the East. They got to dig out of it, and the West is like trying to be like the Undertaker and keep digging that hole for the soul.
Robbie, how hard is it to adapt to a team of personalities, and is that why maybe the East just aren't clicking, if you will? They're just not. Because they've had good drives. Yeah, there's just being mistakes being made, basically.
Correct. They've moved the football, finished their drives, and if they can do that, one score, they'll get back in the game.
Sure.
So if they can hold it where it is now, pick up 1 score before halftime, go into half only down 10, I think they'll be okay for the second half. Come on out and play.
We are at the top of the hour. It is exactly 2 p.m. Eastern time here in the Piedmont of Greensboro, North Carolina. This is the Community Radio Network and the 77th Annual East-West All-Star Football Game.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Atwell Exterior Services, the time is now. With mortgage interest rates up, so many smart homeowners are renovating rather than moving right now, and those who hire Atwell Exterior Services in Greenville are thrilled that they did. For residential roof replacement, roof repairs, roof inspections, and more, done right by a local family business with awesome customer reviews, please visit AtwellEXTServices.com or call to set up a free inspection. Atwell Exterior Services, honesty, integrity, experience. The time is now.
I'm your football-obsessed best man.
When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate.
We missed a play, didn't we after a timeout?
Incomplete pass, yep. Incomplete pass by the West, so 2nd and 10.
Didn't really miss much of it. Incomplete pass, as Robbie said. 2nd and 10. Let's see now what the West can do. It's just East is this time having a good job as Brown on the carry.
Yeah, again, tough sledding for the West. They're trying to run the football, and they've essentially gained nothing on the running game. It's been all about the arm of Gregory Fee.
Yeah.
Right now. So right now they're trying to run the football. And it looks like there's 2 different types of offenses for the West. Running here when we've got Maddox Green in there, and we're going to throw the ball with Greg Fee. So.
This is actually boding well for the East to be able to come back because you see the West are having trouble running the football. They can't just run out the clock.
6.5 remaining here. And there's a big throw. Deep throw.
Cody.
Catch made. No,
broken up by number 24, Cody Larkin.
With the Comets helmets on. Defensive stop by the East. Cam, down to you. There's some star players on the East like Cody Larkins. They've just got to find a way. Defense looks good. Let me correct myself. Defense looks good. Offense has got to come alive.
Defense it was going to be a catch, and Cody just got his hand in there to knock it loose at the last second. But this is the stop. See what the East can do with it this time.
Yeah, we talked about it here. Like I said, if the East can get on score right before halftime with 6 minutes left, it's a game at 17-7.
That's right. Only down by 10. They're going to punt the football.
They're going to get great field position. That ball came off the left side of the foot. That ball is going to be up to the 35 to almost the 37-yard line probably.
You got to give Cody Larkins credit on that man coverage stop there. That was a huge play waiting to happen, and he made it a big play for the East, really.
Yeah, great.
I don't want to say anything to get in trouble, but I it's really cool to see Robbie, Comet players finally getting a chance to be in the All-Star game.
Absolutely.
And we know the reason why it hasn't happened the last couple of years. Not going to go into detail, Kim. You know what I'm talking about, Robbie. I know Mark Coates does as well, even though he's not here.
Yep.
But it's good to see Clayton players finally getting the opportunity to be on the roster.
Yeah, and when you look at it, it's like let's go out and let's treat if they earn the opportunity, give it to them.
Absolutely. By the way, Aiden Smalls was the Greater News River 4A Conference Player of the Year.
Yep, that's correct. Yep, congratulations to Aiden.
Malachi Atkins, Defensive Player of the Year. What a year Comets athletes had. A lot of All-American players. Boy, here comes West jumping early. I thought they were going to call a flag on 31. And now they're going to say, nope, we're reset. Let's try this again. My apologies. That was actually 34 of Eli Lipscomb.
Yeah, it looked like he just stopped just short of going over the line.
Yeah, Lipscomb, the linebacker. And here comes now a fake and QB keeper. And it ain't going nowhere, Joshua. It's like being tighter than a lid on a Goober's peanut butter jelly, if you will. He ain't going nowhere, boy.
And you're starting to see the running game starting to struggle a little bit as well.
Well, they ran quarterback draw then. Randall Peel, the left or the right guard, he kind of missed his block. The defensive lineman crossed his face, and that's a cardinal sin from an offensive line standpoint. Don't ever let anybody cross your face. So we got to do a better job of blocking for that play.
17-0, under 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Very quick first half of football, Robbie.
Yeah,
it really is, dude. Throw. And no one home. It's incomplete. It looked like it was intended for number 7 of Niger Alston. The wide receiver out of Hunt. That's the Wilson team.
Yeah, and
Wilson Hunt, and this 3 and out.
Yeah,
Again.
not what the East needed was 3 and out. I was just about to say it. Not what they needed. They needed to establish something. And what I hope, don't get into panic mode yet. We talked about it Friday night a couple times. Roseville goes down, whatever. But, we talk about it. Don't get into panic mode. You're in the first half. There's still 24 minutes of football left. Play with your game. Stay within yourself. Let's run what's working, and then we'll make adjustments at halftime.
That's really a good way to put it. And Roseville coach even said that. He wishes that they stayed within their system and played their way.
And a punt. And it'll drop at the 31-yard line on the punt return. That's number 21. That's bringing it back. That was Nasir Ashnavi.
Yeah, nice punt right there by Wyatt Jackson from out of New Bern, number 99. He's done a nice job kicking the football.
You avoided the name, right?
I backed right away from it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I did.
Ashnafi, I think it's Ashnafi. Nasir Ashnafi.
Ashnafi, if you want to be grammatically correct, whatever.
Yeah, Ashnafi.
We apologize to the Mallard Creek fans and also to Nasir's parents and family. If you're listening, we got it.
Braxton could go over there and find out how you say his name. We'll have pronunciation class at the All-Star game.
They got a flag on the field here.
Teacher 101 is Braxton Cutchin, right? I mean, come on.
Yes, Cutchin.
Did I say Cutchin again?
Not Cutchin.
I purposely did it. I'm sorry, Braxton Cutchin. I did it on purpose. No, Braxton Cutchin, he'll see, pronunciation. You got to learn it. even with our sideline reporter.
You got a false start on the offense here on West, so now it's going to bring up 1st and 15.
Go ahead, Braxton, cue up. I know you're going to. You're going to say something to the boss man as Kevin Stump calls me.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, you would be surprised at how many people mispronounce this. So it's almost to the point where I don't even hear it half the time. But yes, it is Cutchin.
I know it is Cutchin.
Just make sure they spell it right in the paper, baby.
Hey, that's right. That's right. Robbie knows.
Absolutely.
No, make sure they spell it when you get your check. You go to the bank.
That's also the important one too.
Yeah, nice completion there. Once again, you got feedback in. He hits the ball to the outside. He's a throwing quarterback. I like what I see out of him. It's some good route, combinations, high lows right there. Again, he's 6'5", 225. Good release of the football.
At 1st and 15, and he got almost all of that one back on that pass.
Yeah, bring up 2nd and 4. So nice play there. Again, into a more manageable 2nd down play.
Braxton, what are they doing down there in front of you? I'm kind of watching you take it all in. Looks like they're practicing on the snaps from the center position.
Yeah, just keeping it fresh, keeping the communication, especially on special teams. And one of the ways that if the East wants to get back into this game is try and force turnovers or try and take advantage of any mistakes. So if they can limit those mistakes, they're going to do it right now.
There you go. Both teams have respective bands, as Kim and Braxton mentioned. Catch made, number 1, by the way. J.P. Gilchrist again.
24, Cody Larkins on the stop right there. Little slant route. Again, Fee standing in tall. Cody made a great play. Did not allow any yak, as we call him, yards after catch. So nice play by Cody to stop the play immediately.
Not only that, this has been a great battle between these two players. We got the privilege of seeing it right in front of us here the whole way down the field.
6'3" versus 5'9", and he's hanging tough with him.
There's a reason why Cody Larkins was put in the All-Star game. And here's a throw. Quarterback almost turned it over to the hands of Caleb Milton.
That was the first time.
Now, 2nd down.
For me, the first time watching Fee's footwork, he got a little anxious there. Got a little what we call happy feet.
Yes.
Again, me being lucky enough to have a son that played quarterback to see some of that, I watched these a lot. And see Greg right there, he got a little happy feet, threw off his back foot, and the ball sailed high over his intended receiver.
And those happy feet, right, causes you to lose your balance.
Absolutely, and that's why the ball
causes you to throw the ball in the wrong direction.
And
right,
that one
Josh?
almost got intercepted as well. And if he
almost picked off, yeah.
And if he did, he had a clear road to take it to the touchdown.
And there's a ball that dropped. They're going to call it incomplete.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and long here.
Coming up, it will be the Atwell Exterior Services at the half. Joshua Outland and Braxton Cutchin will take the chair.
Cutchin?
Yeah, I said Cutchin.
Cutchin?
He knows I say his name right. So I mess with him sometimes and say Braxton Cutchin.
Let's see if we don't get that
Cutchin,
combo
Braxton
underneath crossing route again.
He's learned that it's a $5 fee every time he
That's
mispronounces
exactly right.
it.
That's like There's a word that I say at the house sometimes that Jackie doesn't like, and she told me that I'd be like, it'd be like $500, $1,000 put in the jar by now. We'd be going on a vacation.
Yards short. Hey, again, nice play there.
4th and 1. Do you go for it, Robbie?
At midfield with 2 minutes left, with 3 minutes
4
left.
minutes, yeah. 4 minutes.
That's it.
I would go ahead and go for it. It's 4th and short.
And you're up 17-0, right? I mean,
again,
what's to lose?
I would roll right here. And for me, I mean, they're probably going to not go under center, but I love seeing an under center play. And let's go with an under center. You got to get a yard. Trust what you call your big uglies to get you a yard and get some push going. So
you see they're going to go for it here at midfield. Why not? I think even in the NFL, the recommendation would be for go for it.
And there you got it.
And he got it.
And he got the first down to move the chains. Hopefully Braxton Cutchin will be able to catch up with Steve Davis, the head coach of Dudley for the West All-Stars. By the way, the assistant coaches are Brian Andrews, Earl Bates, Antonio Hall, Trevis Pittman, Monty Southern, the coaching staff for the West All-Stars. The East All-Stars is Bo Williams from Jacksonville. They had a good season.
Yep, absolutely.
We were talking about that at the Battle of the Stars a few weeks ago. Keith Boyd is the assistant, B.J. Frazier, Juan Jackson, James Johnson, J.P. Price on the coaching staff, and maybe Kim can be able to grab Bo Williams, get his thoughts. Again, this game literally takes 4 days to put together after a couple of hours of practice each day and all the other media and family things and banquets and dinners, and they wine and dine them in the hotels and all that stuff. So
there's a ton of commitments that go on with being an all-star as you go, and as you look at this, like you said, there's tons of commitments in the community, because that's what this is about, guys. Again, it's a community thing.
That's right.
Go out and see some at the Children's Hospital, whatever it may be, the Shriners Club, whatever, but you got those commitments first, and then you play your football game.
Got to take care of business first, Josh.
Exactly. That was one of the best runs they've had today, about 5 yards, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Well, there was a little pushing and shoving going on, and they can't bring him down. He almost lost the football. Almost lost the football. 3 defenders, 48, 8, and 25 were there to stop Gilchrist. Caleb Caraway about snatched the ball from the breadbasket there, Robbie.
And you saw the receiver really tighten up on it and try to be sure he held on to it. But again, Greg Fee, great little throw, 2nd and long. He gained about 10, 12 yards, stood in the pocket and zipped one in there, what we call a dime, which is pretty nice because he didn't have any pressure whatsoever. Now he's got to
quarterback McGee. Oh boy, Fee under pressure in the hands of number 8 Cameron Jones. It is incomplete.
And that was just a complete drop on that one. It hit him in the hands. He should have had that one.
Late flag.
There is a flag on the play, though, guys. It's behind the back of the 35-yard line, holding on West.
Holding West will be a 10-yard penalty. So we'll go back to get the down. It would be 2nd now, or 1st and 20 now. And on that play there, that's one of the toughest plays that a quarterback has. If you're a right-handed quarterback, he's rolling to his left. So he's really got to flip his hips and then be able to throw the ball back. And it was a tad behind the receiver, but it still was a catchable ball. But Fee's got to really flip and get the ball out.
So it basically will now be 1st and 10, 10-yard penalty, back them up. It'll be repeat the set first down to 1st and 20.
Absolutely.
2:15 left to go here in the first half of this game, 2nd quarter. Jamieson Stadium, Joe Franks Field. Sun is beaming above Jamieson Stadium, but it is just cold, and the wind is not helping matters either. That's Fee under pressure again. Gregory Fee, catch made this time. He'll reel it in.
Another flag on the play at the 45.
And there's another flag.
Yeah, it's probably going to be holding again on the interior of the line.
It's a real shame.
So this will now be 1st and 30, right? I mean,
yeah,
1st and 30.
Yeah.
But this is what the East needs. They need to try to stop them on the defense and get the ball back, maybe score before halftime.
And if you can stop them, Josh, on a 4th down, you at least try to get good field position as well to try to move back up the field.
And 17-3 is a heck of a lot better than 24-0.
It was intended for Jalen Murray, the running back from East Forsyth, but they called a flag and it's holding. It is now 1st and, 1st and Winston-Salem, if you will.
That's right. We're going to get to the airport.
And let's see what Fee will do. Fee with a short slant to the right, and then they swallow him up. Now the East is finally getting something going here.
Yeah, tried a little tunnel screen to the right-hand side, lost 3 on the completion. The East defense actually swarmed to that, led by number 24, Cody Larkins, from his cornerback spot.
He did a great job diagnosing that screen pass and breaking it up.
Yeah,
Kim, I certainly hope when you get a chance to, you grab our Comets player, Cody Larkin, because he is probably the defensive man of the East, making a lot of big stops and plays here so far at the All-Star game.
He is making some good stops. I'm trying to get some pictures and video. I promised Coach Chadwick I would try.
There you go. Hope Coach Scott Chadwick is listening to the All-Star game as well. And pushing, a little shoving.
Yeah, a little off-tackle counter play once again by the West squad. And right then, I kind of like it's 3rd and long. You don't have anything in the playbook that's 3rd and 30. So go ahead and run the football, gain 8 or 9. Get
Did
ready
you say
to go
30 for 30?
30 for 30? Yeah.
It's like 3rd in Australia at that point.
Try and get something to where you can make it a little more manageable or whatever, and maybe pop a little surprise run play. They picked up about 9 or 10 yards on it, so now it's 2nd and 20 or 3rd and like 22, 23. So let's see what they got for this one.
And Feely's got a good arm too, so I mean this is nothing
Fee
for
looks
him.
Good. Fee looks good. I like him. So, and the expectation here is, let's say he picks up another 10 or 15, brings it down to 4th and 10. He may go for it because, again, the half is going to run out. You're down to 33 seconds now. The East's main job right now is to keep them from scoring, and there's a timeout on the field, and I think the West took a timeout right there, so to get ready with 27 seconds left.
So there is a timeout being taken on the field. Obviously, the West All-Stars taking the opportunity to take a timeout.
It seems like right now, looking at how they're playing, the East is like just trying to hold on, not give up the big play, maybe not even give up a field goal if they can help it, and just try to go into the half and readjust and figure out a new game plan.
Again, if you look at yardage, guys, I'm telling you, it's pretty even. It's just a matter of the mistakes and not being able to capitalize on your drives. East gets stopped twice inside the 10-yard line in the red zone. You get those scores, all of a sudden 17-14.
It's a different game.
It's a different ball game. So now they just got to find a way to finish. We use that word all the time. Find a way to finish. And if they can do that, then and hope to get a couple more stops, we got another ball game going.
It really reminds me of the Friday night game that the Grimsley Warleys had against the Rolesville. They twice, I think it was, they were right down inside the 10. No points scored.
Yep.
And that's so frustrating, right? Because then when you get all the way up the field, you tire yourself, right? And then mentally, you're like literally frustrated. I don't want to say you're mad because you're not scoring, but it just gets in your head, can we find the end zone? And then that's when quicksand happens, and then basically you put yourself in bigger holes.
And you keep going down and down and down, and next thing you know, it's 24-0.
Yeah, you get exhausted. The body tells you to do one thing, the brain wants to do another, everything else. So.
And then mistakes happen, and then even more.
Let's watch and see what happens on a 3rd and long. As Gregory Fee, he'll fire, he'll launch to the end zone. Is it going to be caught? It is so close, but it is incomplete.
And back to the coverage.
And no flags either.
Yep, number 25, Caleb Milton from Union Pines, and our own Cody Larkins, once again from Clayton, back on the coverage. Fee came out to the roll to left, tried the Hail Mary. Again, you don't have anything in your playbook that's 3rd and 24. So now you come back up. They take a chance. If he catches it in the end zone, it's a touchdown. If you throw an interception, it's okay. It's like a punt, which is what they're going to do now.
And that was great coverage there by number 24 and 25 because that ball was like almost right on the money.
Yep. And you can punt the football, right, gentlemen? Because you got a 17-0 lead.
Yep.
You're not frustrated. You're not worried about what the score is right now. You could punt it, put it back at their own 10 like the ball has its own mind, make them pick it up from the 8, and you run with it. And they will. And then they get dropped at around the 5. He fumbled the football.
He's going to be down. He's calling them down.
He's down by contact.
Yep.
He fumbled the football, but he's down by contact.
Yep. Yep.
Thank God for that rule, too, because it was, they're already in a bad spot.
So think about that. If that would have been the 4th turnover of the game.
It's like Chris Wincy's, by the way, that was pressuring him here.
Yeah, exactly. You get the football in the 8, but luckily it didn't happen. So now the East, take the football, take a knee, get into the locker room, and readjust and see what goes on.
Gene Nilly and Chris Wences was right there giving big pressure. They did fumble the football, however, they were already down on the ground. So down by contact.
8 seconds remaining.
Makes it stopped everything here. So
yeah, just take a snap here and take a knee and get into the halftime. And that's what they'll do.
East takes a knee.
Coming up, it is the Atwell Exterior Services at the half. First, let's go down to the field and grab some interviews. I believe Kim Winslow's standing by. Or is it Braxton? Who is it? Somebody.
Braxton's trying to give it to the coach right now.
Let's go down to Kim.
No, I was going to say, I'm going to catch Coach Williams on Back.
All right,
Let's go down to the coach right now that is leading. That's Steve Davis from Dudley. He is with Braxton Cutchin.
Coach, a strong first half from you guys. You guys got out to a 17-0 lead. Gregory Fee's arm has been kind of the catalyst behind this offense. What can you say about your guys in the first half?
Well, they're playing hard. You know, we're getting max effort, and that's what we talked about at the beginning of the game. Give 100%, go hard, play fast, and let's see what happens.
And the defense also giving up no points. What can you say about the defense's effort? You just talked about a max effort. They've been flying around the field. What can you say about them right now?
You just said they're flying around and, you know, making some great stops when we need it.
All righty. Thank you, Coach. Good luck the second half.
Thanks a lot.
Let's go back down to Kim. Kim, your first half assessment of the game. Braxton and Joshua, we'll let Robbie and I take a rest for a moment as they handle the Atwell Exterior Services at the half. But, Kim, don't count out the East. We got great players. I said it on the defense. They just got to find some things on offense to work. Let's get in there. Let's work on things. We always talk about, you know, changing scenarios, changing the way you're making your plays, changing things, making adjustments, and literally catching on to that pressure to get back in this thing. They can still get in it. They're only down by 17-0.
Yeah, they're definitely not out of it. You know, we'll try and catch Coach Williams as he comes back from halftime, see what his message is to the team. But they've just got to take advantage of opportunities. They've got to tell themselves, look, we can move the ball. We've done it. We've moved it down. We just came up empty. You know, it could be 17-10 right now if they could have taken advantage of their long drives they had in the first half. So I expect we'll see just a couple of tweaks and adjustments. We'll see what Coach Williams' message is after the half.
Coming up next is Atwell Exterior Services at the half. Robbie, real quickly before our break, about 20 seconds, what do we need to see different?
Just stay with your game plan. See what goes on the first drive coming out. But again, just finish. You got to finish. You're playing hard. You probably outgained them, where it's pretty even. But just finish the drives when you get in there. Keep the ball. Don't turn it over.
17 West East 0 from the 77th East-West All-Star game for the North Carolina East-West All-Stars at Jamieson Stadium. We'll be back with the Atwell Exterior Services at the half. Braxton, Josh on the other side from Greensboro.
Atwell Exterior Services, the time is now. With mortgage interest rates up, so many smart homeowners are renovating rather than moving right now, and those who hire Atwell Exterior...
The half. What was your message to the team to get back into this game?
We got to protect the ball. I mean, if we didn't have the turnovers early, we could have got a chance to go up 10-3, but we had a block kick and then turned the ball over 3 times in a row. So they're doing a good job. We just got to protect the ball and make some plays.
And the defense, the score could be even more so, but the defense made some good stops there at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, the turnovers got the defense in bad scenarios down inside the 7 for 1 touchdown. And then they made a heck of a catch and a good run on the other one. So it's a good football team all the way around.
Good luck in the second half, Coach.
All righty, thank you, Kim. And we're about to get started with the second half of action here in a minute, but that was the Atwell Exterior Services at the half. I'm Braxton Cutchin. That was Joshua Outland alongside with me. We're going to go to a short break, and then we'll get back for second half action.
Atwell Exterior Services, the time is now. With mortgage interest rates up, so many smart homeowners are renovating rather than moving right now, and those who hire Atwell Exterior Services in Greenville are thrilled that they did. For residential roof replacement, roof repairs, roof inspections, and more, done right by a local family business with awesome customer reviews, please visit AtwellEXTServices.com or call to set up a free inspection. Atwell Exterior Services, honesty, integrity, experience. The time is now.
Talk about a quick transition. Thanks for joining us for Atwell Exterior Services at the half. Well, Robbie Morrell, Wesley Outland, Joshua Outland, my brother all the way from Australia, joining me for our family for the holidays. And what a privilege. Had him at Keenan Stadium down on the sideline with Braxton, now up in the broadcast booth for the All-Star game. You got stats. You got little circles and notes, Robbie. We're getting ready to start the third quarter, but what's real quickly some things you're watching, the synopsis of Mr. Morrell's world.
Yeah, you've got to go back to establishing what you did. The East, they got to establish the counter game, counter run game, and take that dominance of the interior line against the West, because I think they can run the football. East got to keep playing defense like they were. The interior of the line was good. Chase the flight around the football and just get a stop right here. First drive here is very important. Get a stop right on the West out the gate.
We heard from both coaches, including Bo Williams of Jacksonville Steve Davis of Dudley. Joshua, I think you've got some stats yourself as well. What are you watching? What were you and Braxton were kind of going a little bit in depth in it during the halftime report. Really, East is not out of it. I think that's what y'all kept saying. It's a great game. East has made some good drives. They just got to find a way to get to the end zone.
Exactly. The biggest thing is to finish the drive off.
Finish the drive off, if you will. Rushing, pushing from the 21. As the East All-Stars now on defense. That was number 35 on the carry, by the way. That's Jaden Brown, the running back from Dudley.
And again, short gain against that East defensive front. So again, the defense is playing well for the East. Get a stop right here. Get the football back for your squad. Let them try to go down and get some points.
And exactly, 17, get a touchdown, 17-7. Whole different ball game, seriously, with this much time left in.
So glad you're joining us, Kim Winslow and Braxton Cutchin down at our All-State Sideline Reports. Our reporters on this beautiful, cold first weekend of winter.
What a great play right there. What a great play right there. Is that, who is that?
I see players all over the ground, but I think it was number 20.
25, maybe number
20,
8.
yeah.
25 or 8. What is that over there by you, Kim?
Is that Cameron Jones, I believe?
Number 6 or 8?
Back to the 15-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 15.
The East.
8.
I got number 8.
Number
8, Cameron Jones. So it's third. By the way, 3rd and 15 coming up.
That's
and he went in with
Evion Smith.
He went in with the tackle, like using his shoulder to knock his legs out from underneath
Beautiful
him.
tackle.
I know a lot of coaches wanted to wrap him up a little bit, but he was able to hit him hard, bring him down.
Yeah, my apologies. That was actually Evion Smith from New Bern. And this is the 3rd and long again. And he fumbles the ball. The quarterback lost the football. Got to get it back. Got to get driving. And instead he falls back and loses more yardage than what he had.
And that's actually our first sack in this entire game.
Yep. Lost 4 or 5. So now exactly what the East needed. 3-and-out situation. It's 4th and about 18. They should get the football back in good field position. Make sure the returners catch the football and let's see what we get set up for. But I'm excited to see what the East can do.
Let's go down to Cam.
And credit number 96, Armand Randolph from Jacksonville with that sack. He was like a brick wall that the quarterback ran into.
Yeah, that was a big wall that Randolph got, and it stopped the momentum he had, no doubt, as they're going to punt this one from the end zone.
Bad punt.
And here is a bad punt that will go.
They're going to get set up on about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, if they got a chance to come right here.
Well, this is a good thing for the East,
shot.
Right? I mean, take advantage of this.
Exactly what they needed.
Yep, finally gets a short field. They've had the long field to go. They gave the West the short field down there. Now they get the short field. Let's see if they can capitalize with 22 yards to go and put it in. I'd love to see them get back to the running game, the counter running game inside, and see where they can go.
If they can't find the end zone here, Joshua, I mean, this is literally a gift being given to the East All-Stars right now.
I think if you can't, you got to settle for 3 and get something. But I'm thinking you want a touchdown.
You want 6. You want 6. You maybe want to go for 2-point conversion, maybe, if you get a chance for the score.
Yeah, I don't think you do that yet. You don't chase points. You don't chase them. You let them come to you until you have to chase them. And right then, again, we talk about the timing. They got jet sweep. The 2 running backs on the pitch collided with each other, and you got a gain of 2, which could have been much larger if they don't collide.
And right now, I mean, they're driving. They're at the red zone. What we called the Atwell Exterior Services red zone during our Comets football season. It's just the halftime report for this one. But here we go now. Throw catch. Wide open, man. Touchdown, East All-Stars. And they're in the game now. That was Kobe Little to Jaden Lovett. Wide open from Rose. Open man at the pylon in the far right of the end zone. And the East All-Stars have finally got on the board, Joshua and Robbie.
It took 3 quarters almost, but they finally make it into the end zone. And like I said, we got a whole new ball game.
Yeah, great little play action fake and a double move on the outside by the receiver. Nice little stop and go. We used to call it a gangster route. You go up, you actually get in a block, and you slide off right behind him. Wide open in the back of the end zone for the touchdown.
And as you said, go for the extra point.
There it is.
And Jackson's extra point is good.
Find the end zone, and that's exactly what they did.
West 17.
Touchdown.
Wyatt Jackson with the point after. Again, he's done a nice little job punting the football. We got to see him right there kick the football there and not have it blocked. So great job. Great answer by the East coming right out of the gate, taking advantage of the turnover. So now it's kind of even in that side. We gave them a short field. The East gave the West a short field. Now the West is giving them a short field. That's even up. Now let's go get another stop and score again.
And Kim Winslow, down to you for another All-State scoring recap drive. And this is exactly what the doctor ordered. And I don't mean Dr. Pepper on a December cold afternoon. This is what they needed to do on the field, not only down by 10. You're back in this ball game.
Yeah, we said they needed to, in the second half, take advantage of opportunities. And the defense came up with a huge stop on that first drive. And they took advantage of a shanked punt. And they were able to get it into the end zone. I'm going to try and catch Jaden Lovett here in a minute.
Awesome.
But I'm not sure if he's ever been that wide open in high school.
and by the way, Kobe Little would be somebody cool to talk to as well, to get his thoughts, because that was a opportunity to take advantage of it and score, and they done that right there.
Absolutely. Like I said, a great little play action play. Kobe stood in there tall. We said he's from the beach. He laid it up there like looking for the sun.
Now, guys, I will say on that touchdown, it looked like the West was in zone coverage a little bit, and when the receiver got in between the two zones, the defensive backs, there was a miscommunication, because after that touchdown, they were still trying to figure out what just happened. So, that could be part of the miscommunication and why that was one of the most wide open touchdowns you see in high school.
Joshua, can we say East, here we come back in the saddle again? Can you say this now?
I say they got a really good shot because, again, West has been having trouble running the football. I mean, so they can't just put the ball on the ground and run the clock out and run the ball and run away with it.
Right.
Fee's in there now, so expect to put the ball in the air.
Quarterback for the West.
And right out of the gate, he finds an open man on the left-hand side.
And they're going to run he drops it around the 40, about the 38. And that's number 4 with the football. Yep. And that is Eric Gladney. Eric Gladney from Southeast Guilford, from the Falcons. And Grimsley and the Falcons met each other in the road to the state championship in the playoffs. I think it was the second round.
Yep, and they also met during the regular season, I believe, as well.
1st and 10 for the West.
What a special game Friday was. Not taking anything away from this one. We love covering the All-Star games thanks to Phil Weaver and all the amazing people. There was another opportunity for a catch for Eric Gladney. That would have been 6 for the West.
Just a bit overthrown.
Great coverage there, though.
But what the East has to figure out now is how to put pressure on Fee. He's standing back there just looking over the whole field all day in the world. They've got to either trust their front four to get some pressure, or they can bring that 5th man, which I think they're allowed to do in the special rules. But they've got to get some pressure on that quarterback, or he's going to eat him alive.
Kim Winslow, as soon as you're able to catch Evian Smith or Jaden Lovett, please chime in. We'd love to hear from him. I believe it's number 9, the man that made the touchdown, Jaden Lovett, the wide receiver for the East All-Stars. We've been told, hey, interview the players.
That's right.
They're All-Stars.
It's an All-Star game.
Get them, grab them, talk to them. Just don't get in the coach's way where they're on the coaching style. Here's a catch. Oh, no one home. It's incomplete. It was intended for number 5, Jerry Summers, the Reagan wide receiver. Great coverage, though, again. Cody Larkins for the Comets, Josh.
He's going to be credited with another pass breakup. I do got to say, though, I think a lot of that was just not enough touch on the pass because he had to step on his defender.
I hope Cody Larkins and his family's listening. They better use our highlights in his highlight reel to promote him for college.
I hope Cody Larkins is not listening, but I hope his family is for sure.
That's right. Yeah, I said the Larkins family, didn't I? Did I say Cody Larkins?
You said I hope Cody Larkin and his family.
No, Kim, give him your headset real quick. Let him listen in on us bragging about it. No, I'm just messing. I'm just talking the Larkins family. As there's a throw. Nice throw there by number 10, Gregory Fee from Weddington. Catch made right around midfield. It's called by Gilchrist.
That was the very first time they actually got some pressure on the quarterback. They hit him just as he released it, but he just got it out on a great crossing route across the middle to gain about 18 and a first down for the West squad.
He showed some great poise under pressure right there, getting the ball out. Perfect pass. First down easily.
Bad snap went right to the running back on the deflection from the quarterback.
We got him a little push in there for a moment. Going to stop it. Got a flag on the play.
Short gain off the right side. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to fix the chains here a little bit.
Yeah, picked up
trying
a
to make
yard
a little
there.
short gain there for a moment.
Yep, being up 2nd and 9.
That's right. Cam Braxton said he was taking layers of clothing off. Is starting to get hot on the sideline. Are you keeping your your pea coat on and everything?
Yeah, I'm keeping it on because I got nowhere else to put it. But it's actually feeling pretty comfortable out here. The sun is doing a nice job of warming it up a little bit.
I was trying to find the most professional words there to describe that.
I was wondering where you were going.
Very delicately intended for J.P. Gilchrist, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, Fee was looking for Gilchrist on a little quick in route, but he kind of dropped his arm a little bit, did kind of a little sidearm on that one, so it kind of may have sailed on him. But again, nice route by the receiver. He was open for just a step, so let's see where it goes now with 3rd and 9.
That was one of the very few mistakes that Fee has made today.
That was Isaiah Lackey, by the way, and Robbie has become a fly murderer as well.
No doubt.
I like to just jar him, right? Just kind of put him on the glass. Put him on the glass. See, he's just kind of frozen for a second. Here you go, but oh boy, just like Gregory Fee, he's frozen. Oh, they tripped on their own feet. 44 would have made a great. Isaiah Davis would have made a great stop, and he tripped on his own feet. We've seen that several times. That's why Gregory Fee got away with it. But did he, though? It's 4th down.
It's 4th down. So great defense. Yeah. They got pressure on him. They brought that 5th guy, like we talked about. Got pressure off the backside.
That's right.
Fee had to come out and try to reverse his field, and where he threw, there was nobody open. So here we got 4th down now. So the East is going to get the football back, then go down and make this game even better.
Exactly, and all they got to do is keep moving the ball because we've seen they can do it. It's just about finishing here.
Back to play.
So they will punt the football. All right. Let's see if the East can get back on it again. The East All-Stars. Kim, back down to you. Quick 3 and out. East defense pressuring the West. West will now give it back to the East, and let's see if they can capitalize here and try to drive about 80 yards up the field for another easy score.
Yeah, the East defense kind of picked up where they left off at the end of the first half. They got a real short field on that last possession.
That's
see what they can do and see if they can drive it the full, about 75, 76 yards it's going to take.
That's exactly right. High snap now up the middle, and that'll be, wow,
nice
number 99. Well, that's Jordan Ratliff, and he said, you ain't going nowhere, Mr. Worrell.
My man is 6'1", 330, and ate up the interior of the line and just said, you know what, you're mine. Lunchtime.
He dragged him down like he stole something, seriously.
Like he stole his lunchbox or something,
second
right?
10, yep.
Come back with my lunchbox.
See if Setzer can do something with his arm. There we go, right there with his arm. See what happens. Steps away. We're going to have a flag. We're going to have a hold.
Oh, there's a flag. Yeah, he might break away, but they're going to have flags on the play here.
Yeah, we're going to have a hold. We got 2 of them back there, so 2 guys saw it.
At the 16, holding the call against the East.
So that's going to go. That'll now make it 2nd and 20 from about the 14-yard line.
Yeah.
And that's the second penalty they've had today. They've actually played relatively clean, disciplined football, especially compared to the West Side that's got 9 for 72 yards.
Yeah, and that's another piece of the game. You pick up those free yards. How do you get those and how do you take advantage of them? This one's going to go against the East, but now they got to figure out. And again, don't get away. Don't panic. You don't have to have 20 yards in one play. Pick up 6-8-9, 6-8-9, 6-8-9, and all of a sudden you're back in first down territory. So
exactly, biggest thing: keep the chains moving.
Yep.
Keep the chains moving. Sustain your drives.
And if you do this, gentlemen, right? I mean, you start getting into the heads of the other team, and all of a sudden you might be only down by 3.
Yep.
Or here we go, throw. Boy, that was a long throw. I think it was intended for number 2.
No, I think 9 got it.
Number 9, Jaden
Lovett.
Jaden Lovett, who got the touchdown earlier.
Yeah, that's a tough throw from that side. He threw it a little bit out to the outside, so minimal gain on the play. It's now 3rd down, about 16.
We got 3rd and 16.
At this point, are you going to try to go for the first down here, or do you think you just play it safe and run the ball?
You're going to run something in the middle of the field. You're going to run the counter. You're going to try to throw something in the middle, pick up 6, 8, 10, and punt the football away. If you happen to break it good. But just be safe. Don't want to turn the ball over here. Step to the side.
Oh, there you go.
He's got room.
And that one,
see, ball's on the ground.
That's a fumble, guys. That is a fumble. That is a turnover.
So
here comes mistakes that are made that you just can't do, Robbie, and this is just it again.
You look at something right then. You looked at complete athletic ability by Setzer right then. He started to scramble, got right to the line of scrimmage, and flipped the ball forward. Actually, I see a flag. He's going to be in front of the line of scrimmage, so they're going to call that back. I would say that they're going to decline the penalty because a play will give them the football for the West. So, but an athletic play. But then we fumbled at the end, so you got to take care of the football. Did
this penalty happen after they had already got the fumble back, or
it happened pre? It happened pre, so it may be an illegal forward pass, which I think it was past the line of scrimmage. So we'll see what happens on the call.
Got you. We'll find out what they'll call here.
Yeah, the referee
at the state championship, he was mic'd up. We don't have a mic for this guy, right? And we're waiting to see what the white hat will call.
I'm sure where the flag is, it's going to be an illegal forward pass right behind his back. There's the call, illegal forward pass. And they're going to decline the penalty and take the football. There you go. First down West from about the 33, 34-yard line on the turnover there at the end. So.
And if you peeps didn't know, Robbie Worrell's been like a high school official for a long time when it comes to football and baseball.
And baseball, yep.
Football and baseball.
Yeah. It's an exciting time. And
you can literally feel the penalties and know the calls before we even realize what the guy's going to say on the white hat.
It's kind of scary, that's for sure. But, it's obvious that these guys have done their job. Of course, you're to get the honor to become at this West All-Star game as well. So, congratulations to them for the work they've done.
Freddie now. Oh, boy, here we go.
Fee's back in at quarterback. So, again, expect them to sling it around a little bit. And there's a first completion pass. Pick up about 4 or 5.
You got to say, too, like we were talking about Fee coming in, a dual threat quarterback. He's mostly gotten the job done with his arm. Yeah. I mean, almost like a statue in the pocket, making great passes, good reads on the defense.
Yeah, I think his feet is what we call in the football world as being he's serviceable. He's serviceable with the run, but his job as a 6'5", 225 guy is to sling the football around the yard.
And he's been doing really well. I think he's got to be right around that 200 mark today.
Yeah, he had 160-something, I think, in the first half.
McGee throw to the far right. That's to the right hash mark. He'll get out of bounds.
Yeah, he had 153 yards in the first half.
Yep. Cam Winslow, down to you. It looks like right now, am I right, West? They're running the football. They're running the clock down, basically, is what they're doing in front of you.
Yeah, they're just trying to move the ball. They've got some, like you said, they've been running it. They've got some short passes. Just trying to move the ball and see if they can put it in the end zone here before the end of the quarter.
We'll check in with Braxton as well, back on the sideline. He's around the 10-yard line, watching from the other end of the spectrum. Braxton, I know they're your team. I'm just kind of. I see Kim standing right there at the bullseye, if you will. Up the middle this time and a breakaway, and then a big slam down to the ground there by Caleb Caraway and Kamari Morgan. There have been some big stops as Isaiah Lackey was running the football, the double deuce from Hickory.
Yeah,
they'll move the chains in a first down. Braxton, down to you. Obviously, West is driving, and I'll kind of say the same thing as I said to Kim. They're running the clock down.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want to do. They want to control the line of scrimmage, which right now, offensively, they have been able to do without letting Fee get a lot of pressure to him. But the East has been getting some pressure in the backfield on these passes where he's got to drop back. But right now it looks like they're trying to go to the quick pass game like they do there.
Yeah, a little slant there. Josh, you wanted to add on more to that?
Yeah, I got to say, it almost feels to me like they're kind of passing to set up the run here.
Yeah.
You're getting these little short, dinky-dunk style passes that are just about as effective as running with your running back. They get the ball in space, they get a few yards, they keep the chains moving.
Yeah, it's just a simple extension of the running game is what we like to say. So if you're throwing the short passes, the screens, things like that, you're doing an extension of the running game because you can't really run the football against this East defensive front. So get it on the edges just a little bit quicker.
That was Evion Smith, by the way, that just made the play on the defensive side of things, defensive back from New Bern. I'm saying this, Gregory Fee, he's running the football, and there's a throw. Intercepted!
It's picked by number 8. Yep.
Number 8, Evion Smith. I just mentioned his name. It's lit up on the video board. And Joshua, this could be the turning point that the East All-Stars needed right here.
They need to, and if they're going to hold on the ball right here, they got to make it happen. I mean, they had a good drive going, only to have a turnover. They have to sustain this drive, and they got to put points on the board, but that'll do it right there.
Robbie, set it up for us, man. What happened?
Nice play. The corner actually read the slant route very well and undercut it, what we call undercutting the route. The quarterback was sitting, thought his receiver was going to get there, but Evian just jumped right in the middle of the route line. Boom, took the ball away.
And you literally took away all that momentum. All of the momentum, might I say, that they had, that they were literally trying to use against the East All-Stars to put them right back into this matchup here.
I mean, that was really Fee's first mistake on the day, his first one that cost his team.
Yeah, and I wouldn't call it that much of a mistake. It's more of a better play on the defensive side with Smith undercutting that route, read it perfectly, eyes on the quarterback, read it perfectly, undercut it, and picked him off. Gain of 3 on a short pass play right there from Colby Little.
And I tell you what, Bree Ramey doing a great job. She's our videographer. So here's the deal. We are videoing this game, but due to NCCA and NCHS broadcast right rules, we're not able to put this out publicly until 48 hours after the contest. So look for this game to post around lunchtime Tuesday. And then it'll be available on our social media where you can go back, put the video with the radio.
That'd be awesome. Yep, that'd be awesome.
And that was Christopher Stowe, by the way, that just ran the football with the stop. Jaden Lovett right there making some big plays here.
And he was wide open there for a minute there, and then they just converged and closed the hole that he had.
The defense, though, Robbie, of West is hanging with the East All-Stars. I mean, you're not letting this interception work.
Yeah. Right now it's 3rd and short, but let's see if they go to the inside counter play and try to muscle up and gain some yards on the ground right here and get the first down. Move the chains.
Throw. Deep ball. Is that there? No, is there flags? No flags. Nope. Great coverage there. No flags. It is incomplete. It is a 4th down coming up. So, Joshua, there you go. What was a great interception by Evian Smith is 1, 2, 3 and out of the old ball game. And I'm not talking about baseball. I'm talking about here on the gridiron. You didn't get anything out of it.
And I'm questioning the play call. It's like it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Why would you try to go for 10, 15 yards? Just use your head and get the first down. Keep the chains moving.
Yeah. That's got to be frustrating right now.
All 3 of those plays were pass plays, and a great punt right there. Great punt.
And now they punt it. Great field position, by the way. That's number 21 of Nasir Ashafani running the football back.
Yeah, great punt. But like we were talking about that last play, with the East squad, they took 3 plays. 2 were play action, kind of RPO type action, where again, I'd love to see them on 3rd and short. Go ahead and give that ball on the counter. They had success with it in the first half. Run that counter because they're not establishing the run game now. Right. It's almost like they're going to sling. So around
the 50-yard line.
New quarterback for the West squad's coming in for that to be Maddox Green. So
and we saw him a little bit.
Correct. Yeah,
in
expect
the
more of
first
an RPO action here.
Yeah,
a little bit option game as well.
Maddox Green is a different QB style from Watauga, totally different from what Weddington's Fee has offered. Oh, quick feet, and a little slippery feet. Make a play, move the chains. First down for the West.
Nice.
That was Jaden Brown, by the way.
Wheel route coming out of the backfield. He was lined up with the quarterback, come out, clear out the zone, throw him on the wheel route. Quarterback hitting nicely.
Hey, Braxton, he looked like he was sliding on the grass, trying to come to stop, like trying to hit the brakes at a stoplight, right? And then he turned and pivoted and moved the other way and made a first down, and he breaks away, and then he runs. Got one of our players running. Is that number 15? 16.
Number 16 still, yeah.
Yeah, Javarin Brown. Braxton, down to you.
Yeah, right now, no, it did. It looked like just absolute wheels on the ground right now.
Got holding.
Oh, we got a flag on the play. Holding on West. That play will not call. Back down to you, Braxton.
Yeah, but I will say one thing about that West defensive possession just a few minutes ago. After they gave up the interception, they come out and get the 3 and out. And that was one thing. I wouldn't say they were necessarily worried after that interception. Obviously, you're not happy after you throw a pick, but it was just a great defensive play. But I think they realized that this East team would have had to drive 93 yards on them when that possession started at the 7-yard line. And after the way they've played defense this afternoon, I think they were pretty comfortable back there and pinned their ears back and was able to get out.
Unbelievable.
And now they're in good field position and plus territory here.
Thank you very much, Braxton Cutchin on the sideline, our All-State sideline reporters. We'll get a thought with Kim in a moment. And I thought maybe there was a little movement early by East, but they say no.
They said he didn't come across.
Number 48, were you watching him too? Caleb Caraway, he looked like he crossed the line a little too early there, but
hey,
he got a mulligan out of that one, right?
He did. And he picked up 6 on the play, but for those, it was 1st and 16 on that last play because the holding penalty occurred past the line of scrimmage during the play. So a lot of times if the holding penalty is by the offensive lineman at the line of scrimmage, it'll go from that previous spot. But from there, what they did, because the holding play occurred past the line of scrimmage, it went from that spot. So that's why it was 1st and 16 and not 1st and 20.
It's still a 10-point lead for the West All-Stars. They're running the football. And, Joshua, that is the thing right there, right? Because we now see Maddox Green coming in here, different style of quarterback than Fee is, but he's getting it done, and they're getting it to different player. That's, of course, Javarin Brown again running the football, and then Jaden Brown gets an opportunity to run the football.
I think that's exactly what they were thinking, switching out from Fee to Maddox. It's like the different element that he brings. Now he brings in the read option as well, but they're so worried about the quarterback. Now the running back is starting to get some traction on the ground.
Let's watch and see what Green does this time, right through the heart of the defense of the East All-Stars of football, and then quickly gets brought down.
Yeah, number 44 there, Isaiah Davis from Montgomery Central, little 6'3" guy playing linebacker.
He was at the line. Somehow he ended up behind the line of scrimmage.
Here we go. That was like the Goldberg ECW days.
Yes, it was. That's right. Joshua was a big fan of wrestling, by the way, if you didn't know.
Give you the bionic elbow, baby, $1 million elbow from Dusty Rhodes.
There you go. Out of the American dream.
I was just about to do that.
The American dream. I'm the American dream, Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes. I gotta tell you guys.
I've lived on pokes and beans, and I've dined with kings and queens.
Limo riding. Don't tell me about Ric Flair, but guys, I grew up in Tampa, and they used to have Tuesday night wrestling in Tampa all the time. So I have met Dusty Rhodes, I have met Harley Race, I have met the Briscoe brothers. So those you don't know, so it's pretty cool.
Save us, commercial, save us. That's the third. The fourth quarter coming up next. East has scored. They're only down by 10, 17-7. Fourth quarter is coming up. We're also at the top of the hour. Time for network identification.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Atwell Exterior Services, the time is now. With mortgage interest rates up, so many smart homeowners are renovating rather than moving right now, and those who hire Atwell Exterior Services in Greenville are thrilled that they did. For residential roof replacement, roof repairs, roof inspections, and more, done right by a local family business with awesome customer reviews, please visit AtwellEXTServices.com or call to set up a free inspection. Atwell Exterior Services, honesty, integrity, experience. The time is now.
I'm your football obsessed best man.
When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate.
Can we say that the possible, well, actually, this is the final 12 minutes of football regulation style is about to happen here in Greensboro. Welcome back to Joe Franks Field, Jamieson Stadium, the home of the 2024 4A class state champion Grimsley Whirlies. Congratulations to Coach Darryl Brown, the amazing team. We encourage you to go to the Community Radio Network on all of our archive platforms, podcast outlets, for the archive of the game. What a fun time at Keenan Stadium. And congratulations to the Grimsley Whirlies. And now we get ready for the final quarter of the All-Star game, Robbie.
Absolutely. And, it's been a great year. There's been a lot of good things go on. And these kids have all worked hard to get here today, So, and what I'm seeing right now, guys, is the West is actually starting to exert a little bit of dominance on the East because they're running the football now well.
That's right.
When we brought in Maddox Green, we talked about him being a different kind of a switch-up from Gregory Fee. So they've done this by, I think they've thrown 2 or 3 passes, but it's been 5 runs that have gotten them down to about the 14-yard line now.
He's Robbie Worrell, Joshua Outland, my little brother in the booth. I'm Wesley Outland, Kim Winslow, Braxton Cutchin are our All-State sideline reporters, and the West are driving. Braxton, pardon the pun, but this is how the West was won.
Oh!
bottom line, right? Push it, shove it, gouge it, get to the goal line.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right. They are kind of exerting dominance right now. Had some problems earlier with getting on the offensive front, and there's going to be a face mask penalty.
My goodness, I see flags all over the place.
Going to have a face mask there.
Yeah, his helmet almost turned around. I mean, that was straight hand, paw,
It's like
and face
in
mask.
unison, Robbie, where all the officials, all at one time, they said, this is like ballet. Get ready, throw them, bam.
You had to duck.
They had the perfect thing.
Sequenced.
First and goal for the West All-Star.
Yeah,
Perfectly sequenced, no doubt.
That'll be half the distance. It'll be first and goal from about the 4-yard line now. So,
By the way, I think Kim Winslow mentioned the officials earlier in the game for this All-Star game. Of course, Gary Turner is the referee. Raymond Smith is the umpire. Jeffrey Street, Phil Judge. Head linesman Richard Moore. Philip Orr is the back judge. Chad Bell is line judge. And Edwin Barber is the side judge. You know all those guys?
I know 2 of them. Yep.
There you go.
Because they come from all over the states, but I do know 2 of them. Yep.
So bragging rights literally worked the All-Star game.
The
That's
fumble.
championships and a fumble. Oh, my goodness.
And a fumble.
Did he get back on it? That's
Yes,
the
he
question.
did.
I think he did.
The East
Wow.
number, was it number 17 there? Number 47. Number 47
Was that
for the East.
47 of Kamari Morgan?
Yeah, Kamari Morgan had a chance to get the football.
Yes.
But went right over the top of the quarterback rather than getting at the football. So
I mean, it was very close.
big loss, so it takes it back to about the 13. So loss of about 10 yards makes it a little more difficult.
Javarian Brown was the one that got back up under the rock, if you will, the quarterback from, of course, Huss.
And a change position there would have been huge. I mean, they were right with their backs to their own end zone.
And now the West trying to capitalize, breaking through the line, and they rush out at about the Cinco. 5 or 6 yard line. They're driving.
Yeah, a little quarterback zone. Quarterback power kind of delay counter right up in there. So they took the ball, waited for the hole to open up, and the quarterback shot him in off the left guard.
I love the sound of a band at a football game.
Absolutely.
Just makes it so lively.
I'm looking across, and I'm seeing the band on the other side. You got the drum major with his big cape on, dancing and swinging. I like it.
He's into it for sure. For here for 3rd and goal, what are you thinking here for them to do?
Looks like they're having a band duel, if you will. Up the middle. Is he home?
Yes,
He
he's home.
is.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, West All-Stars. And he ran it right up the middle to score and put him on the board.
Yeah, and I think it was number 4.
I believe it was Eric Gladney.
But
Yeah.
you know, like you said, right up the middle again. And the West on that drive dominated the line of scrimmage. So that's how we got him to the end zone.
Isaiah Lackey, actually, the man that's being credited for the touchdown. It was number 22, Isaiah Lackey, the 5'10 running back from Hickory. We got to paint a picture in radio, and if you're looking at the video stream, you can see as they add on the extra point, right? They're wearing black jerseys, but they're not white numbers. They're dark numbers, red numbers, and they're very hard to pinpoint from far away as we are from our broadcast location. So
yeah, and he actually missed the extra point there, so it's 23-7. Ball was wide left on the extra point, so 23-7 now for the West with about 9 minutes left to go, 9:22 left.
So the extra PAT is no good.
Got a man down in the crowd with some hot chocolate passing out.
He is literally going around and saying, "Hey, you want a hot chocolate? You want a coffee? Hey, up here, up here." We probably got the nicest, comfortable booth.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Is where we're at, right? I mean, only people sometimes don't have the AC in the summer. We have the AC in the booth during the summer, and we have the heater here during the winter. We actually had to cut the heater off, for sure. Bree Ramey's down there. Bree, doing a great job. Thank you, Bree.
Kim, I'm thinking that last comment of Kim, you and Braxton, I think that last comment, but we got the heat up here was kind of geared at you guys. So
well, I mean, it was, they were talking about it was warming up outside.
Exactly.
I mean, we cut the heat off in here. So.
I was going to say, let's not rub it in.
There's no rubbing anything. As the ball will bounce, bobble, pick up. Here comes now the East. Got to find a way to get back in this thing here.
That number 8, is that Smith again?
Yeah.
Yes, it is Smith.
Let's go back down to Braxton Cutchin for another All-State sideline report and scoring drive from the West All-Stars. Back in this one again, 23-7 there, Braxton.
Yeah, I was going to say, just because I said it's getting warmer doesn't mean it's still not cold down here. But right now, yeah, just a dominant scoring drive really from the West. The run game was the main feature of that drive, and being able to establish a presence up front and being able to run between the tackles and then bouncing it out when needed is what got them ultimately into the end zone.
Ball's back on the ground, guys.
Ball on the ground.
The West got the football.
Did the West get it? Yes, they did. Wow. And I know something that'll keep Braxton warm.
Check the back seat. Check the back seat.
Gets in your head, right? Good, because every year dozens of children are forgotten in the back seat. Cars get hot fast and can be deadly, so get it in your head. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
So Jaden Morris, I believe, got the fumble. Checkmate, Josh?
Yeah, I'm tempted to say so. I think that might be the nail in the coffin. I mean, they had their chances just to not come away with anything, and I think that just bit them.
And you got another opportunity, Robbie, for great scoring position as they'll throw to the end zone. No one home, incomplete. There was a wide open man of Eric Gladney. We mentioned him earlier, right at the right pylon.
Yep.
Take it, bam. Instead, through the two-man coverage, Gregory Fee did from the Weddington quarterback. And it's incomplete. Second down.
Little bit high on the toss. Good route, good seam route. He made a little pump fake to the outside. So it's kind of a combo route, what we call a high-low. So a little pump fake to the outside on the stop route, and then hit the seam route, go up the middle just a tad high.
I love the aggressiveness, too. Right after a change of possession,
sudden change,
try to break their back.
Joe Parsons, by the way, along with Jaden Watson on the defensive stops. Here's now Fee again. Fee, is it almost picked off? Man, there was 5 defenders right there. Someone catch the hot potato, Robbie.
Yeah, it went right through the receiver's hands, hit him in the head, went straight in the air, and then fell to the ground harmlessly with five guys around and go, I can't quite get there. So, but they almost got it. But now it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
It's that
third and 10. Sorry, 3rd and 10.
It's the tip drill pick, but a missed opportunity again.
But this is good for the East, though, right? Because you can literally get them. They can do 3 and out. But I think the West is hard-headed. If they get a 4th down, they're going to try to go for it.
I would
go for a field goal.
I would imagine they'd probably go for it because depending on what the kicker does. Because from here, it's a 42-yard field goal. Now it's going to be 47 because the left tackle just moved. So they're going to back him up 5 yards. So it depends on what the kicker does from a leg standpoint.
Flag on the play, offsides on the West All-Stars. They'll back him up.
And he was dropping the pass. He was doing what we call a kick step by the offensive lineman to kick step out and be able to defend that defensive end charging across. So
and by the way, Kim, remember where you were talking earlier about jerseys? Remember last year they wore the jerseys that was red and blue? And they had the big letters on the front of their jerseys that said West and East. So they are wearing different jerseys this year.
They were definitely red and blue last year.
Yes, and you can see East and West on the chest, literally.
Yeah, the font is a little taller this year.
Yeah, the font and the red numbers on the black jerseys are hard. I thought there was a rule that said you can't do that no more, Mr. Official.
Well, when you got the NCCA, you probably can't, which I know you can't. But for an all-star game, because they make such a quick adjustment, it may just be, hey, let's get something ready for them. Let's get it so we got all the numbers covered, and let's put something together.
But you know what's so darn cool? Seeing Joshua, all the different schools represented with their helmets.
Yeah.
Hey, you get to wear your helmet.
Yeah.
You wore it all year. Yep. You worked hard all year. This is your opportunity to represent your school.
Absolutely, and that's a big thing with these guys because they keep them. They sit around every day, like you said, for 4 or 5 days. They're talking to each other. Hey, how'd you do? What'd you do? And in some all-star games, they'll actually trade helmet stickers. So the coaches will give their player a stack of their logo. You can trade them with your other players.
That's almost like a jersey swap.
Yeah.
And it's really cool if you get some of your own teammates that can come to the all-star game with you. And right now we got a flag. Boy, there was a flag thrown in before he could even throw the football. There's a catch made at the 10-yard line, but I don't think it's going to last here, Robbie.
That was coming back. He got holding on the left tackle as the quarterback was scrambling, and that's the hardest thing to do. The quarterback starts moving his feet. The defense sees him moving. The offensive guy doesn't. So when the defender starts to move, offensive guy's instinct is just to grab that jersey, and that's exactly what happened just there.
And they're going to call a flag every single time they see it.
So it is a flag on the play. Don't forget, coming up, join us for the Clayton Peanut Company post-game wrap-up show. And I will give you all the details on delicious Clayton peanuts for the holiday season.
Honey roasted.
Barbecue dill.
Barbecue dill.
Treat barbecue.
All kinds of stuff.
Jalapeno blend. pickle peanuts.
I'm not a pickle guy.
Bread and butter pickles I like. Kosher ones I don't.
Yeah.
Our CRN colleague Jackie loves them, right? She calls it pickle juice. When she wakes up in the middle of the night, gets a cramp, pickle juice.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Pickle juice.
I've had that.
Then all of a sudden she's going, blah.
That or mustard, exactly. So I've got a lady at work.
Mustard?
Oh yeah, mustard with cramp right away. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Tablespoon of mustard. Yep. I've got a lady at work who had a pickle
Jim
party.
Carrey Dumb and Dumber. Throw! Catch!
Oh!
Incomplete. It was intended. Oh, man, it was intended for number 56, I believe, of Zaylin Watkins.
Another great play. Busted coverage by the East, but they got away with it.
But this is perfect, though. 3 and out. You punt it, or you back far enough. Kamari Morgan, by the way, made the stop there, Josh.
Yeah, you want to punt this and try to pin them deep and make them go 80, 90 yards. Because, like you said, you're down to 8 minutes now. Inside 9 minutes, you need 3 scores.
Amazing.
When you think about it, those 2 holds back-to-back really pushed them from field goal range to punting the ball back to East. Yep. They have maybe one more shot to make something happen here.
I'd like to see them stand with their heels on the 10 and let the ball catch that ball.
Ball's going to drop it around the 12, 13, and a run, and a push, and a drive to at least the 25 before he goes out of bounds.
Yeah, good decision there by the return man. You know, set your heels on the 10. If it goes over your head, you let it go to the end zone. If it's in front of you, go catch the ball. Let's go gain some yardage, which he did there. Picked up about 13 yards on the return.
He got plus yardage on the touch, on the return rather than a touchback. I do feel like the West have had the better field position throughout this game, like average field position.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. So, but again, don't panic yet. Still, you got a couple things, couple play action pass, but get to the roll.
Oh boy! Wow,
that was a risky pass right there.
That was intended for number 3, Will Fisher from Whiteville.
Yeah, that ball is
receiver
down,
incomplete.
That ball is on target. It is picked, and the guy's going to the house. Luckily, that was high and over the receiver's head.
And that would have been basically checkmate.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What you see now is because and quite honestly, the East has not threatened the ball deep much today. They did on the first drive, but haven't threatened it deep. So throwing a lot of short passes. Your corners and safeties are starting to squat. So right now, your safeties are only 8 yards up from the line of scrimmage. And there goes a deep shot. There goes a deep shot. We start talking about it.
But great coverage by West, not putting the hand in there. Intended for number 9 of Jadion Lovett.
Yep.
But again, it's like it was 2nd and 10. You're trying to go for 20 yards, 25 yards when you just need to keep just moving the chains. Now they're putting themselves in an even worse situation. It's 3rd and long. Now they got to pass again, and the defense can pin their ears back and attack.
It is a 3rd down. Got to get a throw here. Oh, there you go. Just literally up. Well, there you go. It was complete, but it was in the hands of one of the sideline
guy caught it. Yep, good catch over there. Yeah, and like I said, that series was set up by the incomplete pass. So you've got to look at, hey, what am I doing? What am I trying to get accomplished? They really have not tried to establish a run in the second half. They've thrown it almost every down in the second half. I'd like to see what that is. In the first half, the East side threw it, we threw it 10 times. By far more this half for sure.
I'm curious to see how many of them have been completed.
Ball drops on the punt exactly at midfield. And number 48 will pick it up, and Caleb Caraway will say, West, you do not get it. So 1, 2, 3 and out, but here comes the West All-Stars. And Braxton, back down to you for an All-State sideline report. They're just running the clock out, right? And East is getting opportunities, but West is saying, nope, not this time. You go this way, I'm going to grab you with my paw. You go this way, I'm going to grab you with my paw. Then finally I'm going to squash you, and I think that's exactly what this next series could possibly be.
I think you hit the nail right on the head with that analogy.
And it's a great quote from the movie from Smokey and the Bandit.
That's right. And, right now the West is just, even if they're not scoring, they're just kind of dominating the time of possession, and they're running the ball, taking time off the clock. And they're not giving the East a chance to breathe. And they're not going down after the first tackle like you see right there on that play right there. But they're not going down. It's the second and third efforts not being able to make the first tackle from the East is what's ultimately helping the West kind of run away with this game.
And that was Javarian Brown, by the way, the quarterback, QB keeper, and he kept it and literally said, "You want to bring it down? Bring it on, guys."
Picked up 10, just straight QB power off the right-hand side. So picked up 10 yards, moving the chains, 1st and 10.
He said, "Tell Megatron, let's tango." Because he was literally just powering his way up the field.
It's funny when you think about it. It's like tale of two halves. In the first half, East was running the ball better. Now in the second half, the West are asserting the dominance.
Well, the East is absolutely, almost a bad sound, but the East has abandoned the running game, just totally.
And another whistle.
Bad snap on that play right there caused the quarterback to change the play right there while he's in motion. The linemen were thinking one thing, quarterback's got to go the other way because of the bad snap. So no gain, actually lost a 2 on the play, bring up 2nd down and 11.
And 7 minutes remaining in regulation.
And as a quarterback swap, too. Maddox out, Fee in.
Josh, you might be able to see the end of the Panthers game. Between the Panthers and the Cardinals, right? I mean,
do I dare ask for a score update?
Actually, the Panthers are winning.
What?
Yep.
On the day that you don't watch the game. Look at that.
He couldn't have watched it anyway. It's blacked out in our area. Can you believe that?
Are you serious?
Yep. Nobody's able to watch it.
They're more
East gets a sack.
They're sell it out. That's why.
Yeah, they've got the Commanders and who are they playing?
Well,
Eagles, maybe?
What is it, streameats.com? You can go
No,
there.
yeah.
23-20 right now, Panthers. So
I got my sources, Kim. Streameats.com, Dofu Sports, something. I'll find a way to. Yeah. You do for you, right?
I do Stream East or NFL Red Zone.
We're giving away some of our secrets on the air. How you can,
It's like, don't break the fourth wall.
Get your undo for you. What was the score, by the way, Robbie?
23-20 Panthers.
23-20. Wow. How much time?
About 6 minutes left, I think.
Maybe it'll end about the same time we do. Hail Mary pass, catch, caught, incomplete. There's a flag. J.P. Gilchrist. It was intended for him to possibly ice this game and call it a day here at the All-Star Game of 2024. Instead, they say it's incomplete, but there is a flag.
Pass interference. Yep. Balda called it, so there'll be 15 yards, which looks like it's going to be enough for the first time.
For a first down.
15.
Right. So from the line of scrimmage, 15 up, because as we let our audience know, there's not from the spot of the foul for pass interference in high school.
Yeah, in high school it's not spot, it's 15-yard penalty, and that was because it was 3rd and 15. That was enough for a first down.
If you think about it, the difference in the yardage and the score, was that really such a bad move? Because if he doesn't grab him, that's a touchdown. That man was wide open.
Correct. Yeah, he was behind the defender.
Preventing the inevitable, it seems, in my opinion. 10 on the play clock. Here comes another throw. That's, of course, Fee. Or actually, Kavari Morgan, actually. Yeah, you've got, for the West All-Stars, they've got 3-4 quarterbacks on their roster. And you got to find a way to let them all play.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, well, Fee clearly is the best thrower that's out there, and he's showing it today, and that was another nice zip pass. So, at this point in time, with 5 minutes left, we're going to try to run the football and run a little bit of the clock off. Hard running.
Or not.
Yeah, hard running. That's okay. Yeah.
Is that Jalen Murray?
2 yards in a cloud of dust, as they say.
Running back for Regan, Jalen Murray. First time we mentioned his name, I believe, from East Forsyth. Yep. Thanks again to Mr. Phil Weaver, everybody that allows us to broadcast this game on the Community Radio Network, our 4th consecutive All-Star games. Of course, we'll be back in the summer, God willing. Greensboro Coliseum for basketball, here for soccer.
That is a flag there.
Delay probably.
Yep, delay of game.
Illegal substitution.
Oh, wow.
Illegal substitution.
Yeah, because the clock's still running.
Yeah, 12 players on the field.
A legal substitution on the offense of West, and they'll back him up. And Braxton, the clock is also running down as well. I see you standing in the end zone waiting for them to cross the pylon.
Yeah, just trying to get a different viewpoint, too, being able to see the game from different angles, standing at the line of scrimmage sometimes. So I'll stand out here in the end zone and kind of look I'm right next to where the official is at the goal line. Just kind of see, what the running backs may see as there's a decent hole to the right side. Not much.
I tell you what, though, right there on that play right there, I really like the way the running back sat behind
that was Lackey, by the way.
Yeah, Lackey, great job. He sat behind the lineman with his hand on his backside, saying, "Hey, I'm right behind you. I'm going to read off your block." That's what a running back's got to do. If the defensive or offensive line turns inside, I'm going off the outside. He takes it to the outside, I'm going to cut off your inside. So great job there by Lackey.
He was patient, followed the block, and they got a few yards, and the chains keep moving, and the clock's ticking down.
Yep.
And it's looking like the West is about to just steamroll the East on the way to the title.
Number 22 running back out of Hickory, Isaiah Lackey, the one that we're referring to. Game winding down. Coming up, the Clayton Peanut Company post-game wrap-up. Braxton Cutchin, Kim Winslow, Joshua Outland will anchor that. They'll grab interviews, talk to coaches, talks to players. And then, of course, once we get the final stats, they'll give a final recap on the game. And we'll call it football for 2024.
Yep, call it done.
Brown running the football. Javarian Brown, the quarterback, QB keeper from Huss. And you already know, Robbie, everybody is preparing for next year.
Oh, it's already started. It's already started. These kids here, once they get done, they'll have the holidays off for Christmas, and then they'll come back. They'll get right back in the weight room. Right back in the weight room, doing some things in study hall, trying to figure out what's going on. But, the season it really never ends.
There's no off season.
It's like what the coach said in radio. He said, you know me, whenever Christmas comes, I'm just counting the seasons, counting the season to kick off, counting the days again to kick off. Right?
Exactly right. So, you got some of these kids. Hopefully, a lot of these kids are playing a second sport. Now we just had a snap. I think we had a little bit of a confusion there.
I was wondering, was that like a trick play or something? I was like, is that fumble Rooski?
How hard, though, Robbie, is it to get a team of different bodies from all across the state and bring them together, coaches, personalities, and try to make it work that you can be the top region for your all-star game?
Yeah, it's difficult, and at some point in time, they're going to, let's say, sit together for 5 days, but it is difficult because, as Josh mentioned earlier, you talk about different philosophies on the football field. We got 6 different coaches. I play in this system. I play in that system. I run this defense. I run that defense. So you've got to find, and that's why they try to basically kiss, for lack of a better word, keep it simple, stupid, and try to make the rule make the rule to where you have certain things you can and cannot do in an all-star game.
Is that a real?
Absolutely.
I was like,
kiss.
what the hell is this kiss?
Keep it simple, stupid. That's
it's not just the band. It's keep it simple, stupid.
Don't try to make it overcomplicated. Just try to see what you can do. So, and that's what I think what happened here is that the East got away from that a little bit. They kind of outsmarted themselves and tried to outthink it rather than staying with what was going on in that first half. Again, the first drive down the field, they had 1 pass but 5 runs. They got down to the 5 or so, and then had the field goal block. But they kind of got away from that in the second half. But it is difficult to get the kids together, but it's also an honor to get the kids together.
That's right.
And that's the thing, is that these kids, win or lose, either way, hold your heads high, have fun with it, shake your team's hands, have a good time, and say, hey, you know what, we're on to 2025.
Let's get out of Kim.
So after that discussion by the officials, they're going to say it was an inadvertent whistle. However, the officials have been talking. It sounded like the West had indicated they were going to call a timeout. That's why that play was ran a little squirrely. The official on this side told the East coaches that there's going to be a timeout, and then when that play ran, they were
the ball.
extremely upset.
Inadvertent whistle.
Yeah, and that's what they're letting the time run off.
And that's
the
when
clock.
the referee basically just says, hey, I'm sorry, it's our fault.
It happens, and I've been there myself.
And this is a delay of game now? Or
No,
they call a timeout?
Yeah, when you have an inadvertent whistle, and that's one thing they teach you as an official, is that when you're going in, don't keep the whistle in your mouth. Some people wear it on a lanyard and they keep it in the mouth. You blow it accidentally. Keep it on your finger like you can. You bring your finger to your mouth, so that way you don't blow it inadvertently, as it's called.
Can I say something as well, too, Robbie? I've noticed that the whistles on basketball referees are so different now. They have a different sound. Kim, can you agree with me? I know you've called some basketball games with us this year.
Yeah.
They just sound different.
Well, there's no ball, there's no pee in it anymore hardly.
Okay.
They made them now to where there's no pee that's rolling around. So it's just a straight piece of plastic or metal or whatever you've got with a rubber boot on it. But there's no pee in there to go make that sound.
And I was wondering also maybe that some of the fans might get whistles and they want to blow them as well.
That's happened before too.
We hear cowbells. I remember one of the first games I ever did with Fox Sports Radio. I did the Egg Bowl. And you know where that's at, right?
Oh yeah.
By the time I came back, I laid in bed. I had cowbells in my sleep.
They were ringing. Yep.
Literally, those bells rang from, you heard it from 2 o'clock in the afternoon before kickoff all the way until midnight when the game was over. You're driving to your hotel room and your ears are ringing.
Yeah, when you get
incomplete, by the way, incomplete.
Yeah, you get Mississippi State and Ole Miss playing. It is a nasty one. It is a nasty one.
The Egg Bowl.
Yep.
The Egg Bowl. It's not as big as the Iron Bowl.
Not as big. Well, it depends on who you ask.
Yes.
That's
true. Everybody's got their. That's right. That's right.
A&M in Texas. I think Florida State, Georgia. Right. Georgia, Florida. The world's largest cocktail party is what they call that one. So held in Jacksonville. So there's a ton of great football out there. But this day is it's a great day, great weekend. There's college football going on. Over the weekend, pro football, high school football. It's just a great sport. And when you live it, it's just so much fun to play. It's probably the ultimate team sport.
And can we say a phenomenal job of everybody coming together for the state championships? The Shriners game, the Shriners Bowl was yesterday. The Shrine Bowl, the All-Star game here. 4 games. 6 games if you count all of the games in the Carolinas to play. That's not easy. Logistically, it's not easy.
Yep.
Everybody came together. They did a phenomenal job to make it happen. And, of course, it was because of what happened to our western friends in the mountains of North Carolina from Hurricane Helene.
Yeah, which are always in our thoughts, as you go. And then, it's just a testament to everybody, having to push everything back a week. But it's a testament to everybody coming together in the NCCA and getting everything together and putting it all and being able to support the kids and have these games for them.
Yeah, we're thinking about them all. That was DeAndre Barnes, by the way, on the last play. Here we go now. Let's see what the East can do.
See, this is what they should have been doing this whole third, fourth quarter. The short passes.
Yeah. Jaden Hill. Joshua, shades of what Roseville did not do.
It was literally the same thing.
Yeah.
I was literally just thinking that. It's like, why are you going for the deep shots? Yeah, you might have a quarterback that can hit that, but it's not effective. It's not getting anything done. It's basically just wasting time and giving the other team a chance to run it out.
That was Little, the quarterback, Colby Little, and he'll go up the middle. Oh, buddy, get off his back. Oh, my goodness. The body.
You're bigger than I am. Get off me. A little short run, but it was enough for the first time because it was second short after the first play staying ahead of the change. Minute 30 left to go. Let's see what the East can do just for this last minute 30.
Braxton, it looked like he was about to piggyback that guy, at least piggyback it back up in the air again. That was Maggio, by the way. Little catch and a throw to number 3 of Will Fisher. The out route, if you will. Fisher might pick up, 3 yards shy of a first down?
Pick up about 6, yep, exactly. Second
4 yards,
second
maybe.
About 4.
That's right.
Yeah, Fisher, by the way, is from Whiteville, down there in purple and orange territory.
And the final minute.
Green and orange.
A buck and a dime. A buck and a dime remain of the football season of 2024.
The game's already over, but can they score a touchdown on the way out?
Throw, launches one, and no one home. Great coverage on the defense by number 24, Christopher Stowe from South Point. But it was trying to get to the hand of Will Fisher, but Will, was it a go route? Did he go a different direction? He stayed in the middle, ran the post? What changed here?
He stayed on the boundary, which is fine. The quarterback got to give him a chance because the ball was 8 yards out of bounds. So you got to give him a chance, throw the ball in play, especially at this point in time. If you throw a pick, it's no big deal. If you hit the big one, hey, you get a job,
So we're just throwing Hail Marys now. Let's throw bombs.
That's like throw something at the wall and see if it sticks.
3rd and 4, and that one didn't stick either. It almost got picked off by number 44 of Joe Crawley.
Incomplete. It brings up 4th down.
And 4th down here. You're going to go for it?
Oh, of course.
Right?
Yeah, you got a minute left to go in the game. You got nothing to lose. Go for it.
You know, and you know, when you look at this, it's clearly been a difference of quarterback play from my standpoint of where you're at and who's won this football game. You talk about Fee and Maddox Green on the other side. We're able to throw the ball and complete some passes. The East had a struggle throwing the football. Everything was short. Everything, no real challenge shots.
Throw.
So even this one's out of bounds.
Yeah, and it's a turnover on downs.
Yeah.
And if you're the West All-Stars, take a knee.
The game's over.
It's done.
Yeah, there's one timeout.
I mean, come on.
Celebrate.
Actually, there's 3 timeouts left for the East. I don't know that they'll call them. The coach may say, hey, just let's take a knee, see what happens. Yeah,
let's continue to pull the knife or the dagger, if you will, because there's people that do that, right? I mean, come on.
They like to run up the score sometimes.
There are, and quite honestly, when I'm looking at this, it's 23-7 on that previous drive. The West was still slinging it with Fee in there. I might have, just hey, let's put it down, put it down.
Realism is settling in here, and I think the referees and all them are kind of thinking, okay, the East is going to take a knee. Here it is, or the West is going to take a knee. My apologies.
We're going under center for the first time all game.
This is what's happening. They're going to take a knee, take the formation. That's number 10, Gregory Fee.
Yeah.
Let it settle in.
Reset the play clock to 40 seconds. Got to do it 2 more times.
All of our crew will be with you. Braxton will be on the sideline as well as Kim. They'll grab the coaches. They'll grab some players. As the final 40 seconds begin, they'll get back on the line, and I don't even think they even have to run the ball anymore. Nope. This game is preferably down to the end. If Bree Ramey wants to point towards the video board here at Joe Franks Field, the countdown is on, because basically all that is left, if you want to zoom in, it's just the game. It's over. 15 seconds. Countdown note. You're getting ready for New Year in a couple of weeks. We call the end of this one. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Merry Christmas, and the West All-Stars win the 77th annual East-West All-Star Game of 2024.
And the 2024 North Carolina high school football season is officially over. Look forward to 2025. So,
how fun was this, right? We had a monumental weekend, guys. I cannot tell you how emotional I was the other night when I laid in bed. I didn't want to say I cried myself to sleep, but I was just like, first off, thank you, Lord, for your blessings on me. Without God, we're nothing. And if anybody's offended by me saying that, I apologize. But I say that humbly, because the things that are happening is because of the good Lord above looking out for us and blessing us and giving us the opportunities. And another thing I said this morning to our videographer, Bree Ramey, who did a phenomenal job first time on the video, it's about building relationships.
Yes.
It's meeting the people that you meet and robbing the opportunities that come from that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it is. It's about who what you do. And if you do something the right way, people are going to recognize it. Don't ask for the glory.
That's right.
Do your job and let the glory come to you. It's not as the Bible says again. Don't have to boast. Let your work shine.
Let your work shine.
And as you said, Wesley, when we came in after we did Friday night, which was an awesome time, I appreciate me being there with you. But you were asked, hey, maybe could you have done Saturday? So look forward to next year in that same thing. Do we do Friday, Saturday, whatever? But it's just an opportunity to come out and be able to share what we see on the gridiron to other families now who can't be at the park.
Amen, brother. It's the Clayton Peanut Company post-game wrap-up. Let's go back down to Kim.
Yeah, I just want to catch Coach Williams real quick before he has a word with the team. Coach Williams, I know it wasn't the outcome that you wanted, but talk about how special it was to work with these kids all week.
It was great with these kids. The kids have been outstanding all week, and it's been a joy and a blessing.
And what it means to you to be selected to coach these kids.
It's been a huge honor and very proud to do it, and excited about the whole week.
Well, congratulations on the selection, and good luck to you in Jacksonville next year.
Thank you, man.
That is Bo Williams. Kim Winslow grabbing Bo Williams. Kim, try to grab Cody Larkins if you can. I would love to hear what our comment has to say. Number 24, he did a great job in the first half of the game. It seemed like they did.
I certainly will. I think the teams are going to have their little conversations first.
That's fine. That's fine. Braxton, if you want to try to grab your coach, if you can, real quickly. Steve Davis, let's go down to Braxton if he's there.
I see Braxton, but we didn't have him yet. Coach Davis is in front of his squad right now.
Yeah, I think right now they're about to do presentation stuff here in just a few minutes, and I think after that I'll be able to grab him.
Yeah, but one thing about this week, guys, is that these kids have been able to come together, meet new friends, and some of these kids you're going to see them at the next level. Some of these kids you could be a teammate, on a college team or whatever it is. We got a chance to hear from Greg Fee about the Eastern Kentucky opportunity he's going to have. If he chooses to take it. But that's the beauty of football. Like I was talking before, it's like the ultimate team sport. If you're playing baseball, I got to pitch it. You got to catch it, whatever. But football, you got to have 11 guys come together. Tennis, I can play by myself. Pickleball, whatever, But come to football, it's 11 guys got to work as a cohesive unit and get the job done. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
That's right. And when it's all said and done, it is the East West All-Star Game final of 23-7 when this game is concluded. Robbie Worrell, Josh Outland, Wesley Outland, and of course, phenomenal work by Kim Winslow and Braxton Cutchin. This is, and Bree Ramey. I got to give her love as well on the camera.
Love.
Phenomenal job as well. Everybody coming together, braving the elements and loving this game of football. We had every kind of elements, right? We had rain, we had cold, we had wind.
And now the sun.
And a nippy, chilly morning for sure. But we all had a great time. And now everybody's coming together. They're doing award presentations. I believe Kim and Braxton, if you want to try to grab, I think they're doing the players of the game.
Yep.
The MVPs of the game for each team. Maybe we can grab them for an interview. I'd love to hear from the coach, obviously, Steve Davis from Dudley, the West All-Stars winning coach. And now the bragging rights begin. As I think they've officially announced that number 10, Gregory Fee, is the MVP of the All-Star game.
Yep. Yeah. And there's no surprise there. I mean, he led them
absolutely
the whole way.
Not. Yeah. And here's a guy, Joshua and Robbie. He knows this field. He played this field a couple of weeks ago. They went into the locker room up on top of Grimsley 10-0.
Yeah.
And then they came back, and it was a wild game to go to the state championship. So knowing the field, knowing how everything was, here comes the family, here comes the friends, here comes the players, the coaches, all coming together. This is a culmination finale, climax, if you will, Robbie, of up to 4 or 5 days of work.
Yeah, and it actually, it's a climax of 4 or 5 days of work,
year.
but 24
the
weeks.
whole year, but
24 weeks of this fall season, but then you get into summer and everything else. It's hey, we're here. We've had a great year. We've been honored to get here. Thank you for your teamwork, your camaraderie. Thank you for sitting down, having dinner with me, whatever. Let's talk about your team, talk about my team. I just love the atmosphere that these come in. And then when you sit away on the outside, away from the park, what goes on at that situation as well. So it's a lot of fun.
It certainly is. And we await now the opportunity to hear from Kim Winslow as well as Braxton Cutchin. They are literally, let's go back down the field
I was going to
level.
say, I've got Cody Larkins if you're ready.
Yes, go Comets!
Excellent. They gave a big go Comets. Cody, I had a chance to talk to Coach Chadwick last night, and he was very excited about your selection to be able to play. Knew you were going to be a great representative of the Comets. Not only were you selected, you were the starting cornerback, made some fantastic plays out there. How special was it to be able to play in this game today?
It was really special. I played good. I think the defense. I think the defense did good as a whole defense for real. Like I played good. Had some pass breakups. Had some passes defended. Had some tackles. I think they did really good.
Yeah, you had some good coverage today. Hey, look. Obviously, as the voice of the Comets, we've been able to watch you over the years and watch you grow and turn into the player that you are now. How hard is it to leave high school, but how excited are you for the next journey?
It's hard. I'm leaving all my teammates, all my friends, but I mean, I feel like going to college, like it's a new environment, so it's gonna be fun for me. Yes, I am.
Any idea what you want to do next?
I always want to play football in college. I don't want to study kinesiology. I just don't know what school yet. We're finna figure out.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier about kinesiology. Okay, that's not the easiest thing, Cody. And then that's another thing. You were celebrated as an academic all-star as well. So you're an all-star on the field and in the classroom. And as Comets, we're so proud of you, and we're going to keep watching your journey as you go.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Once a Comet, always a Comet.
That's right.
Thanks, Cody.
And guys, I'm here with Coach Steve Davis. Coach, an impressive performance, 23-7. Your team really controlled the whole game, essentially. What can you say about your guys, especially in the second half, after letting up the touchdown early with the short field, being able to respond and not let up any points the rest of the game?
Yeah, we gave up a turnover early in the second half and, gave up that touchdown. But I thought the defense responded great after that and didn't give up any more points. Even though they didn't give up any in the first, gave up a little short field touchdown in the second, I thought defense did a great job.
Yeah. And then you guys had not much time to prepare. You still had about 5 days to be with an entirely new staff that you weren't necessarily familiar with, but to come together with a bunch of players that you don't necessarily know but have watched play before or coached against. What can you say about just the camaraderie of this team? Because they looked like they were really together and flying around all over the field together.
I think having a good staff, we worked together and we met and came up with a game plan on both sides of the ball, offense and defense, and those guys really did a good job of implementing the plays. For them guys could learn it in 3-4 days and did a great job.
Yes, sir. Congratulations and good luck at Dudley next year.
Thanks a lot.
Braxton, if you can find the MVP of the game from Weddington, Gregory Fee, your services will no longer be required.
I've got him right here, actually.
There we go.
So here he is right here. I've got the player of the game, Gregory Fee.
Kim is already coming to warmth. That's all I'm going to tell you. Back down to you, Braxton.
Yeah, I've got Gregory Fee right here. Gregory, a dominant performance. We talked about it earlier in the game with you, but you were seeing everything you've seen the field very well, and you were able to put up 23 points today. What can you say about your team? And then just being able to, have a group of guys that you don't necessarily know, but being able to come together for the common cause and come out with a dominant performance.
Yeah, I just feel like I had full confidence in the O-line. I'll take the hit to complete a pass, and then plays all game. We adjusted at halftime. Came up short on that one touchdown, but wish I would have had that one too.
So a couple weeks ago, you were at this field playing against Grimsley. Unfortunately, we're not able to come up with a victory. But what did it mean to you to be able to come back to this field and end the season on a win for yourself?
Well, playing on the field doesn't feel great, but winning for the team and the coaches felt better.
Alrighty, congratulations on your performance and good luck.
Thank you.
Let's go back down to Kim Winslow. Kim, you give your final take of the game. Braxton will follow, and guys, we'll pack it up with Holly. Jolly Christmas, Happy New Year, and look forward to football 2025. By the way, don't forget, coverage begins Thursday of the longest reigning, most prestigious basketball tournament in the country, the John Wall Holiday Invitational. We'll have coverage on CRN Thursday, December 26th, beginning at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Kim, down to you.
Yeah, as much as the coaches and the players talk about it, what an honor it is to participate in this game. I think you mentioned this is our 4th year. Love doing it. Love watching these kids get out here and have one last chance to play on the field. So I just wish good luck to all of them on whatever their next journey is. And it's been a blessing for us to be able to call the games.
I love it. We love football. We love basketball. And we love baseball. We just love sports in general. Yep. And before you know it, it'll all fly by. We'll be right back with football season again. And only fitting, Braxton Cutchin, your final thoughts that we are literally on the field of the North Carolina State 4A class champions, Grimsley Whirlies. We called the game on CRN Friday night from Keenan Stadium when they defeated Rollsville. And what a place to have, an awesome dome, if you will, or an awesome bowl stadium to have for high school football for the state all-star games. Your final take of today, sir.
Right. I mean, it's always an honor and a blessing to be able to call this game. I know my family's out of town listening right now, so shout out to Mom and Dad. They're listening. They're actually in Wyville, so some of the Wyville players were here, and I know my Meemaw is listening as well, so shout out to everyone that I know listening. But, yeah, it was phenomenal being down here, just having a fun time. And being able to call such a prestigious game, especially today and with the state championship Friday night, and then being on this field at the home of the state champions is even cooler because this is such a nice facility and they host us for the past couple of years, and it's been fantastic to be a part of.
Joshua, your take of this game. The last time we were actually in the booth calling a football game together was South Johnston. Back in, I want to say 2010, 11, something of that caliber. You did a great job on the sideline out of nowhere for the state championship on Friday night. You knew about being up in the booth for this thing. Obviously, you're taking this 2 teams and, having the experience of being able to see what Big Brother does now.
First off, it was a great honor. Thank you for having me here for that. Amazing seeing how far, you've come since those early days at South Johnson with the Trojans. as for thoughts on the game, it's honestly a lot like the thoughts about Grimsley-Rolesville, excuse me. You know, both teams moving the ball well. One team executes and finishes while the other one doesn't, and that seemed like that made the difference in the game.
Robbie Worrell, always a privilege, pleasure, honor having you, sir. Mark Coates has been here in the past as well. I know he's celebrating Christmas with the family, and thanks for you being able to be here, sir.
Wesley, I appreciate it. But thanks to you. You've brought this from ground zero. And you're stepping up every year. So there's new opportunities going to come up, and we're just getting bigger and bigger. But as far as the game goes, great football game. But I'd like to take just a second to talk again more about the young men that played in this game, but yes. more than that, the other young men, the over thousands of students who played high school sports in North Carolina. They do it the right way. They're supposed to do it. They know how they're supposed to do it. The coaches, it's a testament to some of those guys. And just to remember that you're a student athlete. You're not an athletic student. Okay, take care of yourself
first.
Yeah, absolutely. Student first. You're not an athletic student. Take care of your classroom. You represent, and I'll say this is what my dad told me a long time ago. He said, son, there's one thing that you take with you to the day that you die, and that's your last name. Don't screw it up. Be a representative of who this family is, who your school is, who your community is, every chance you get. Always be giving, always be willing to give, and always, always, always share whatever you're blessed with someone else. And that's what these kids do. You see it out here now. All the parents are still out there talking. They're hugging. Other players are mingling together, introducing them to their families. And that's what you want to see when you get to athletics. It's supposed to bring people together. And we're so blessed in this country to be able to have this type of opportunity. So, it's a blessing for all of us to be here. I thank you, Wesley, for having me on. Again, I thank you for creating what you've created here at CRN. And I look forward to many, many, many more years of doing this with you and being a part of the CRN team. And I look forward to baseball next.
And don't forget the 77th East-West All-Star Games will continue in July of 2025. Greensboro Coliseum and right here at Jamieson Stadium for basketball and soccer for the men and women. And God willing, we will be back with you here with the Community Radio Network. Coverage of the East-West All-Star Game has, I got to get this out of the way, presented by Ball 4, BSN Sports Champion, Gatorade, GoFan, the Jason Foundation, Johnson Lamb, the official apparel of the North Carolina East-West All-Star Games, Max Preps, My Coaching Tree, the North Carolina High School Athletic Association, the North Carolina Coaches Association, Protex, Bandies, of course, also East Carteret. Thank you also to the fine folks at the NCCA online store and, of course, the officials that were part of this game. All of the amazing staff from the North Carolina Coaches Association for this All-Star Game, including Clinic Director is Mac Morris, Games Director, and the man that makes sure that we're in the cusp of handling everything, Mr. Phil Weaver. Assistant to Mr. Weaver is Reed Holmes. They were awesome to us as soon as we arrived this morning. David Rogers, Tim Villa. Executive Secretary is also Joe Franks. Game Coordinators Clayton Nance, Reggie Peace, Herc DeGraw. Office Manager is Malia Jones. Social Media Coordinator, my good friend in Fayetteville, Earl Vaughn Jr. David Willoughby still does content from previous years. He is retired as the PR guy. We love you. We miss you, David. CRN being at the All-Star Games would not have happened if it wasn't for Mr. David Willoughby, and I will always remember that. Advertising and Program Manager, by the way, is Heather Hirschman. Go to nccoach.org for more details or eastwestallstars.com for details and information on the new season coming up. And the 2025 78th East-West All-Star Football Game will be in December, right here. From Grimsley-Worley, the home of the 4A Class State Champions at Joe Franks Field in Jamieson Stadium. For our all-state sideline reporters, phenomenal work by Braxton Cutchin and, as always, Miss Kim Winslow. For, of course, Joshua Outland, Robbie Morrell, Bree Ramey on camera. This is Wesley Outland thanking you and yours for joining us from the Piedmont every year. Football is done in the Tar Heel State until next August. God bless you all. Have a happy, safe, prosperous Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good night. And again, congratulations to the West All-Stars winning the final 23-7. The 77th East-West All-Star Game on the Community Radio Network has been presented by Allstate, reminding you you're in good hands. Adwell Exterior Services, the Clayton Peanut Company, Wake County Speedway, and the Ad Council. This replay is available on all podcast platforms and outlets. More details at wearecrn.com.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
You've been listening to an exclusive presentation of the Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.